Hello everyone, a warm welcome to all of you in the today's session on EduTap, and I welcome you all to all the future RBI officers in the today's session in which we are going to cover the most 100 most important MCQs for the reports and indices for the RBI Grade B Officer 2023 Phase 2 exam. So guys, before starting the session, I request all of you to give a thumbs up in the chat box if I'm audible and visible to all of you. My dear friends, please give me a thumbs up in the chat box if I'm audible and visible to all of you so that we can begin this particular session. So before starting with this session, I would like to tell you that in this session, we will be covering the 100 most important MCQs which are really very important from the reports and indices for the RBI Grade B Officer Phase 2 exam. So I'm getting some responses from the students here. So as for the student responses that yes, I'm audible and visible to all of you. So guys, let's begin this particular session. So hi Nitin and hello everyone. I really believe कि आप सभी की preparation for the RBI Grade B Officer Phase 2 exam बहुत ही अच्छी चल रही हैं. And let's see and analyze that how the preparations are going for RBI Grade B Officer Phase 2 exam. What is your preparation level for the reports and indices for the Phase 2 exam? But guys, before starting with the session, there is a very important announcement for all of you that we at EduTap are providing the comprehensive guidebook to all the aspirants of RBI Grade B Officer exam. And guys, when I talk about these guidebooks, these are extremely beautiful guidebooks which gives you the definitive answers to all your queries that pops up in your mind as an aspirant. These queries can be regarding the exam, it can be regarding the body in which you are targeting to enter, it can be regarding the preparation of the exam. For example, when I talk about the body, like what is the developmental role that RBI plays in the Indian economy, then when I talk about exam, what is the detailed syllabus, what is the eligibility criteria. When I talk about the preparation of the exam, so what are the sources that you follow in order to clear the exam. So all the answers to all these questions are being given in this guidebook. So what are you waiting for? Kindly download these guidebooks given in the description, the link of which is being given in the description of the session. सो हेलो नितिन, प्रियंका, सुमित, सुधा, खुशबू, आई बिलीव कि आप सभी की प्रिपरेशंस बहुत अच्छी चल रही हैं. सो विदाउट वेस्टिंग एनी मोर टाइम, लेट्स स्टार्ट द सेशन विद द वेरी फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन here on the screen. So guys, as we all know that in the phase 2 exam we always find such kind of paragraph based questions. So today in this session I have brought such kind of questions for all of you so that you guys really have a reality check for all of you that about what exactly is the level of preparation of yours is going at present for the phase 2 exam. So the very first question is on the global multidimensional poverty index. So guys, we all know that the reports and indices are basically having the 5 dimensions. That is the releasing body, the about the report part, then we have important rankings, important findings, and the important recommendations, which all are very important when we talk about the phase 2 exam. And guys, similarly, a global multidimensional poverty index is being launched by the United Nations Development Program and the Oxford Poverty and Human Development Initiative. So guys, as per this global multidimensional poverty index, you have to consider the following statements. You have to go through them and quickly tell me that which of the following statements are incorrect with respect to the global multidimensional poverty index. So the very first question is here on the screen, guys. Quickly tell me the right answer. So I want all of you to tell me the right answers in the chat box. So guys, when I talk about the very first statement, it is talking about that in the 2005-6 there were 645 million people who were in the multidimensional poverty in India. Then from 2015 to 16 it declined to 370 million, and in 2019-2021 this number raised to about 490 million. So guys, what is the right answer? I can see the people giving me the right answer as option D or E. So guys, here option D is the right answer. That is only statement C is the one which is incorrect. So what is the number which is going to make this statement correct? Can you guys tell me that in the chat box? So the number has basically decreased to 230 million. That's absolutely right. When I talk about the 2019 to 2021 levels, this basically is 230 million, and that is why the statement C is the incorrect part. So guys, as I told you that in the reports and indices we have 5 dimensions. Okay, similarly the United Nations Development Program and the Oxford Poverty Human Development Initiative, they have used a multi-dimensional approach in order to measure the poverty. So guys, when I talk about the different dimensions that are being used by this particular index, so the global multidimensional poverty index basically includes three dimensions across which it measures the poverty across the world. What are these three dimensions? These three dimensions include the nutrition, it includes the health, education and the living standard. So when I talk about the health guys, it includes nutrition and the child mortality. When I talk about the education, it includes years of schooling as well as the school attendance. When I talk about the living standard, then when we talk about the living standard, we always say that what exactly are the different aspects of the living standard. So we must have a good cooking fuel, we must have the sanitation facility in our houses, we must have the drinking water facility, we must have the electricity supply, we must have the good housing and also the assets. So all these are the indicators which are present under the living standard. There are two indicators under the education and there are two indicators under the health. So guys, all these three are the dimensions across which the poverty is being measured across the world by the multidimensional poverty index. So guys, now here is the next question for all of you from the same index, and once again you are required to consider the following statements regarding the global multidimensional poverty index. So first of all, once again all of you are required to go through these statements and tell me what is the right answer. The very first statement basically asks you that nearly 2/3 of all the poor people live in the low income countries. Statement B says middle income countries constitute only 10% of the population. Third statement says children under the age of 18 account for half of the MPA poor people, that accounts for nearly 566 million. So guys, quickly go through these statements. The demand of the question is you have to identify the incorrect statement. So guys, आप सभी को incorrect statement बतानी है from here as per the global multidimensional poverty index. So guys, once again quickly go through the statement and tell me what is the right answer. So here guys, it is both A and B which are incorrect. So guys, in the statement 1 it says nearly 2/3 of all the poor people, that is 730 million people, are living in the low income countries, but that is not the case here because they are living in the middle income countries. That is why statement A is incorrect. So guys, now when I talk about the second statement, it says that middle income countries constitute only 10% of the population. But once again, this statement is incorrect because these are the low income countries which constitute only 10% of the population, and that is why the right answer to the question is option B, that is both A and B, which are incorrect as per this. So guys, when I talk about these particular indexes, you guys can always, really know that in the exam आपके पास descriptive questions भी देखने को मिलेंगे, and in the English section as well there might be a kind of essay writing topic which is related to the poverty, and there you can definitely you can complement your answers by using the facts and figures which are being given in such kind of reports that I am going to discuss in the today's session. That is why these kind of reports and indices are very important for the descriptive part as well. Okay, so guys, apart from that, when I talk about other important findings of this particular index, this report says that 1.1 billion people out of the 6.1 billion people, they are living in the acute multidimensional poverty. Another important point that we have already discussed in the question itself, that children who are under 18 years of age, they account for half of the people who are living in the multidimensional poverty, and these constitutes total 566 million, a very important point on which a question can be asked in the exam. So when I talk about the India guys, so in India, can you tell me that how many people have moved out of poverty in the last 15 years? In India, basically total 415 million people have moved out of poverty in the last 15 years. And when I talk about year 2019 to 2021, the number of people who were living in the multidimensional poverty in India, these are 230 million people. And these are the details that you have to remember from the exam point of view. Absolutely right, Sumit, Pushpendra, Priyanka, you guys have really given me the right answer. So now let's answer the next question of this particular report. So as per this released index in India, dash poor people moved out of poverty from 2005-6 to 2019-2021. with the incidence falling from 55.1% to dash in 2019-2021. I have already given you the right answer, that was 415 million. And when I talk about the incidence which fall from 55.1% to 16.4%, and that is the right answer. Option A is the right answer. So I'm really glad to see all of you have given me the right answer. So guys, let's move on to the next question. So the global multidimensional poverty index, how many people out of 6.1 billion people live in acute multidimensional poverty across 110 countries? So once again guys, what is the right answer? I told you 1.1 billion people out of 6.1 billion people are living in the acute multidimensional poverty. Okay, so option C is the right answer. Let's move on to the next question. So guys, once again, this is a paragraph based question. And guys, why exactly I have brought so many questions for all of you from this index? The reason behind that is, the reason behind this particular part is that this index is really a very important index that you have to cover from the exam point of view. And once again, you are required to identify the incorrect statement from this particular index. So first statement says that it is having 4 dimensions including 11 indicators. Statement B says, according to the finding, the poverty rate among children is 27.7%, while among the adults it was 13.4%. Asset is not one of the indicator on which global MPI is based. So guys, quickly tell me the right answer. I told you that there are total 3 dimensions which are being used in order to measure the poverty across the world, and we have already discussed what exactly these are. These includes living standards, health and education. And similarly, when I talk about the statement C, it says assets is not one of the indicator. I told you that asset is one of the indicator under the living standard dimension. So what will be the right answer here guys? The right answer is option B, that is both A and C are incorrect. So here guys, you can see that it includes 3 dimensions and 10 indicators. What are the 3 dimensions? Health, education, living standard, and these are the indicators which are being used under this particular part. A very important point guys that you all are really required to remember from the exam point of view. Let's move on to the next question. So here guys, the next question is from the report, that is State and Trends of Carbon Pricing 2023 report. So guys, here you have to tell me that which one of the following statements are correct with respect to the State and Trend of Carbon Pricing 2023 report. So guys, in the previous question, we have just discussed the poverty levels. Okay, so we have just discussed the poverty levels, and now we are talking about the state and trends of carbon pricing. So guys, we all know that a lot of pollution is happening all across the world. So what is the best way to basically combat this pollution level? The very easier way to combat this pollution level is by just taxing those institutes, those organizations which are creating a lot of pollution. I will be discussing that in a detailed manner. Now let's first discuss this particular question. First question says it is an annual report released by the World Bank. Statement 2 says it was launched at Innovate for Climate, a flagship climate action event in Bilbao, Spain. Option C says the revenues from carbon taxes and emission trading systems have reached a record of 95 billion US dollars. Then global pricing instruments in 2023 have reached 73. And the option 5 is all of the above. And I can see here all the people have given me the right answer, that is option E, all of the above. So guys, as I was telling you that the pollution is really becoming a major problem for all the people across the world, and that is why it is really a very good way that we can just combat it by introducing the carbon pricing. We can introduce these carbon taxes and emission trading systems in order to just combat this problem of the pollution. And these are the things that you can also just use in your descriptive part as well. I hope this is clear to all of you guys. Now let's move on to the next question. Next question is from another report, and the name of the report is Thriving, Making Cities Green, Resilient and Inclusive in a Changing Climate, and this is again released by the World Bank. So guys, let me tell you that we are basically covering all the reports which are launched by World Bank together. And what is the reason behind that? The reason behind that is when you will be clubbing all such kind of reports which have been launched by World Bank, then it will be very very easy for you to remember them and to retain them for a longer period of time, because there are a lot many reports across different dimensions which are being launched by the World Bank. We have seen that they have been launched across the pollution levels. We have seen a report from the World Bank which is being launched for the economies. So these are the different details. Now guys, the question here for all of you is, the urban population is expected to grow by 2050 by how much amount? What is the number by which the urban population is expected to grow by 2050? What is the right answer? So guys, the right answer here is option C, that is 2.5 billion. That is absolutely the right answer. So guys, as I told you, the different kind of details regarding these reports and indices. So earlier we have just discussed about the poverty, then we moved on to the pollution. Let me tell you guys that how can we just resolve these kinds of issues. We can resolve these issues by fostering sustainable growth and economic diversification. With the help of these two things, we can combat the pollution levels as well as we can combat the poverty as well. So let me tell you how we can basically improve this part by just improving the trades in services. Okay, and if I can say that there is a report in itself which has been launched by the World Bank along with the World Trade Organization, that is the trades and services fostering sustainable growth and economic diversification. This is a report which has been launched by World Bank and World Trade Organization, and as per the report, this report says that India has recently doubled its share of global commercial services exports from 2% in 2005 to 4.4% in 2022. Guys, I just want all of you to listen me carefully, because the upcoming slides will be having the questions which are related to these particular reports and indices only. Okay, so I hope that this is clear to all of you. So guys, that's how, while as I see that we are basically suffering from the problem of pollution, that's why we are thriving to make our cities green, resilient and inclusive in a changing climate. And once again, a report launched by the World Bank, and this particular report basically tells us that the population is expected to grow by 2.5 billion by 2050. And guys, why exactly we are telling, why we are focusing on this urban population only? Urban population आखिर क्यों है यहाँ पर न्यूज़ के अंदर, क्यों है ये focus area? The reason behind that is, when I talk about the urban population, it increased from 1.19 billion to 4.46 billion from 1970 to 2021. And guys, these are those people who are responsible for 70% of the global greenhouse gas emissions, and that is the reason that why exactly we are focusing on the urban population with the World Bank report, thriving, making cities green, resilient and inclusive in a changing climate. Now guys, we all know that if we want to just boost the trade services and we just want to increase the economy, we all know that there is one very very important parameter on which we are required to cover, on which we are really required to focus on, that is the logistics. ठीक है, एंड गाइस लॉजिस्टिक्स से भी हमारा क्या होता है, पोल्यूशन क्रिएट होता है, क्योंकि जब भी हम लॉजिस्टिक्स में देखते हैं तो व्हीकल्स एक जगह से दूसरी जगह पर सामान को लेकर जाते हैं, एंड दैट्स हाउ इट बेसिकली कॉजेज द पोल्यूशन. So guys, अगर हमें लॉजिस्टिक की परफॉर्मेंस को इंक्रीज करना है तो लेट मी टेल यू दैट अ पर्टिकुलर रिपोर्ट हैज बीन लॉन्च्ड बाय द वर्ल्ड बैंक वंस अगेन, एंड द नेम ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर रिपोर्ट इज लॉजिस्टिक परफॉर्मेंस इंडेक्स. So guys, जब हम बात करते हैं, whenever we talk about the logistics, there are different kind of things on which we are required to cater. What are these things? These are infrastructure. We must have the timely execution of all these logistics. We must have good customs. Then we must have the tracking and the tracing capabilities. We must have integrated shipments. Then we have the logistic compatibility and quality. Let me tell you that all these are, which I have recently discussed, all these are basically the different indicators which are being used under the logistic performance index of the World Bank. Now guys, there is a very very important question for all of you. Please tell me in the chat box, please tell me in the chat box the name of the country which has topped the logistic performance index 2023. Can you tell me the name of the country which was the top in the logistic performance index? It was Singapore. Absolutely right. All the people have given me the right answer. That is, Singapore is the name of that particular country which has topped in the index, followed by Finland and Denmark. Now the most important thing is that what is exactly India's rank in the logistic performance index? What is India's rank? India's rank is 38 in the logistic performance index. And guys, let me tell you a very important point that you have to remember is, in the lot of links, in the basically PIB links, they have compared the India's rank with the India's rank of the previous two editions. And why exactly? First one is the 2014 when India's rank was 54, and in year 2018 when India's rank was 44. Okay, so you can easily compare that how many jumps Indian government, India country has basically taken this particular part. Absolutely right, Sumit. This is the right part that you have mentioned in the chat box. Well done. So guys, these are the important details that you are really required to remember from the exam point of view. Now we are moving towards another important report which is being launched by the World Bank, and the name of the report is Striving for Clean Air, Air Pollution and Public Health in the South Asia. So guys, once again you are required to go through these statements and identify the incorrect statement as per this report. Very first statement says it is released by the World Bank. That is absolutely right. Second statement says that 6 major airsheds are identified in the South Asia. Third statement says 60% of the population is reported to be living in areas जहां पर जो concentration है particulate matter 2.5, it exceeds an annual mean of 35 microgram per meter cube. Option D is none of the above. Option E is all of the above. So guys, you are required to identify the incorrect statement. So let me tell you a very easy trick to answer such kind of questions. See guys, it is asking you to identify the incorrect statement. Okay, so here the three statements are being given. What will be the right answer? I can see in the option people are saying option D. Absolutely right. The right answer here is option D. That is none of the above is the right answer. So it is none of the above which is the right answer to this particular question. Let's move on to the next question, guys. Next question is from another important report which is released by the World Bank, and the name of the report is Falling Long-Term Growth Prospects, Trends, Expectations and Policies. And once again you are required to identify the correct statement according to the above mentioned report. So quickly go through these statements and tell me what is the right answer. You have to identify the correct statement. The first statement says about average decadal growth rate which declined from 6% level to 3.2% levels in 2020-2024. Statement 2 says in India 10.4% was the percentage contraction in fixed investment in fiscal year 2020-2021. Third statement says in India the level of female labor force participation rate was 22.8%. Now guys, all of you are requested to tell me what is the right answer. You are required to identify the correct statements, and here the correct statements are both option 1 and 2. Okay, both statement 1 and 2 are correct. So what is the incorrect part in the statement 3? See, it says in India the level of female labor force participation rate was 22.8%, but which is not at all correct. Why so? Because this particular value was 32.8% for the year 2021-2022, and that is why this is the incorrect statement, and the right answer is option C, that is both 1 and 2. So guys, these are the very important reports, data that we are really required to remember. Now there is another interesting question for all of you from the same report, and you have to tell me the impact of GST implementation on the tax base over a 4-year period. See guys, यहाँ पर आपको मुझे बताना है कि जो GST हमने जब implement किया तो उससे tax base पर कितना फर्क पड़ा पिछले 4 साल के अंदर. So in the period of last 4 years, what exactly was the impact of GST implementation on the tax base? So वो quarter हुआ tax base, या half हुआ, double हुआ, triple हुआ, quadruple हुआ? What is the right answer? Quickly tell me in the comment section, guys. What is the right answer? I want all of you to tell me the right answers in the comment section. So when I talk about the impact of the GST implementation on the tax base, it was basically it got doubled in the 4-year period, and that is what the right answer to this question is. Okay, so now guys, for all of you, a very good news from all of you from the EduTap, that we at EduTap have launched a live crash course and the test series for all the aspirants who are preparing for RBI Grade B officer exam, phase 2 exam. Okay, so guys, what you can do, you can just got the flat 50% off on all these particular 2 courses in which we are providing you under the live crash course I talk about. We include live classes, short notes, mind maps, current affairs test series, and the evaluation of all the tests that you will be attempting Apart from that, in the test series, we are having ESI, objective, descriptive, FM objective, descriptive, current affair test, full length test, and as well as the evaluation. The most important thing, guys, that you need at this point of time is your evaluation to be done. Okay, so what is the offer? You can check the link to get the flat 50% off on both these particular courses. So guys, please note it down, guys. It is a very important opportunity for all of you in order to purchase this test and get the most out of these two courses, because they are really going to help you in getting the selection in the RBI Grade B officer exam. Okay, so now let's get back to the session itself. So guys, here is the next question for all of you, and we have already a very beautiful paragraph has been present for all of you. Just go through the paragraph and then we will be solving the questions based on that paragraph. So what exactly this paragraph says: LPI is an interactive benchmarking tool launched by X, which is created to help countries identify the challenges and opportunities they face in their performance on the trade logistics and what they can do to improve their performance. The second paragraph says that India improves in the logistic ranking of the World Bank by jumping 6 places to rank Y out of 139 countries in the 7th edition. So guys, I believe कि आप सभी इसके नाम से पहचान गए होंगे कि what exactly is the index that we are talking. Absolutely right, we are talking about the logistic performance index. Okay, so logistic performance index की बात हो रही है. बढ़ते हैं पहले क्वेश्चन की तरफ. The first question for all of you is you have to tell me the organization which can replace X given in the above paragraph. So my dear friends, quickly tell me the right answer. What is the organization name which can replace X? It is World Bank. That is option B. Option B, World Bank is the right answer. Pushpendra, Nikhil, Nitin, Kumar, Sumit, everybody has given me the right answer. That is World Bank. Now let's move on to the next question, guys. There is the same paragraph, and here the question for all of you is you have to tell me which value will replace Y given in the above paragraph. See what exactly it says, that World Bank, that in this particular part, India has improved its LPI ranking, which is released by the World Bank, by jumping 6 places to rank Y out of 139 countries. So what is India's rank? I just told you the India's rank, what it was. India's rank was 38th in this particular index, and that is why the right answer is option C, that is 38. Let's move on to the next question, guys. Next question is regarding the indicators used to assess the countries. But once again, I'm telling you to just be very careful while reading out the question. It says, which of the following is not one of the indicators? See, these keywords are hidden in the questions, but you have to see and then answer the question, guys. So what exactly is the name here? What are those indicators which are not the indicator used to assess the countries? What is the right answer? First statement says it is tracking and tracing. That is absolutely right. Second statement says infrastructure. Absolutely right. We have already covered it. Option D says customs and border management. That is once again the indicator used. Option E says logistic competence and quality. It is also the very important indicator used by this index. So what is the right answer? The right answer is option C, which is not the indicator used by this index. That is the ease of arranging competitively priced domestic shipments. So guys, here we have covered this particular report across 3 dimensions. What are these dimensions? Releasing body, India's rank, and the indicators which are being used. Okay, so you guys can very easily just remember this particular data, and you can always see that what is the right answer. Okay, so guys, absolutely right. I really believe कि आपको सभी ये questions हमारे आज के session के काफी अच्छे लग रहे होंगे. अब बढ़ते हैं अपने अगले question की तरफ. These are the 6 indicators that I have already discussed with all of you. Let's move on to the next question. So guys, अगला क्वेश्चन आप सभी के सामने है from the women business and the law index. So guys, quickly tell me, go through the statement, go through the question, tell me the right answer. In this question you are just required to tell me the organization. तो मुझे जल्दी बताइए कौन सी organization है जिसने रिलीज किया है women business and the law index. I already told you we have clubbed all the World Bank reports together and we are covering them in together manner so that you will be able to remember these reports for a longer period of time, at least for your exam. Okay, so guys, women business and the law index, how can you remember this particular part? See, we all know that the banks really supports the businesses. Okay, और जो businesses का काफी important role है, जिससे हमारी इकोनॉमी पे फर्क पड़ता है। इकोनॉमी के सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर कौन सा है? ह्यूमन कैपिटल। ह्यूमन कैपिटल में वी ऑल नो वी इंक्लूड मेन एंड वुमेन, ठीक है, एंड वी ऑल नो दैट वुमेन्स आर नाउ डेज रियली डूइंग वेल इन द बिजनेसेस, ठीक है। सो गाइज अगर हम बात करते हैं वर्ल्ड की डेवलपमेंट की, विच बैंक विल प्ले इट्स रोल, दैट इज द वर्ल्ड बैंक। So what is the right answer? It is the World Bank which is the right answer to this particular part. So guys, when I talk about the Women Business and the Law Index, recently 9th edition of this index was being launched. And what exactly are the different laws which are being catered by this particular index? These includes the laws related to the pension, related to the mobility, assets, workspace, then we have entrepreneurship, we have pay, marriages and the parenthood. Okay, let me give you a very alarming number. As per the report, it states that the global average score was 77.1 only in 2022. That means whatever the laws which are being enjoyed by the men, only 77.1% of the same are being enjoyed by women. Okay, that means women enjoy only 77.1% of the legal rights that men do. But when I talk about the India, what exactly is the case with India? India is having the score of 74.4%. That means women in India enjoy only 74.4% of the legal rights that men do. And this report says that it will take around 50 years. It will take around 50 years to achieve the legal gender equality. And guys, अगर हम जेंडर एम्प्लॉयमेंट गैप को यहाँ पर क्लोज कर देते हैं तो उससे क्या होगा? जो जीडीपी पर कैपिटा है हमारा, इट विल इंक्रीज बाई 20% एज पर द रिपोर्ट। एंड जब हम बात करते हैं इकोनॉमिक गेन की, इट विल लीड टू इकोनॉमिक गेन्स ऑफ 5 to 6 trillion dollars. A very important details from the report, guys. Let's move on to the next important question, and the next question is on the screen, and it is regarding the global average scale. What exactly was the global average score on the index in 2022? As I have already told you, what is the right answer? It is option C, that is 77.1. When I talk about India's, what is exactly India's score? India's score was 74.4. That is the right answer. Okay, next question, guys. So it would take at least how many years on average to reach substantial legal gender equality everywhere in the areas measured by the report? So what is the right answer to the question, how many years it is going to take on average to reach substantial legal gender equality? It is 50 years. So guys, जब भी हम बात करते हैं gender equality की, we all know that there is a index which was being launched recently. The name of that report was Global Gender Gap Report. This report was being launched by the World Economic Forum. You guys have seen the question which was being asked from this particular report in the exam. And guys, it was a very easy question. Why so? Because we all know that on the top it was Iceland. Iceland was on the top, we all know. Okay, Iceland was on the top in this particular index, and it was having the score of 91.2. And guys, when will a country will achieve the 100% gender parity? Gender parity हम कब कहेंगे कि उसने अचीव की है? When its score will be 100. And if the top performer itself is having the score of 91.2, that means there is no country across the world which has achieved the gender parity, and that was the right answer in the exam. Okay, so guys, now let's move on to the next question. The next question is from the ADB annual report 2022. So which country was the largest recipient of ADB funded programs in 2022? Quickly tell me what is the right answer. You have to tell me the name of that particular country which was the highest recipient. So guys, what was the name of that country which was the highest recipient? It was Pakistan, which was the highest recipient as per the ADB's annual report 2022. So guys, when I talk about the total commitment of ADB towards Asia Pacific, it was of 20.5 billion US dollars. और जब हम बात करते हैं cumulative target की, it is having the cumulative target for climate mitigation and adaptation for 2019 to 2030. एंड दैट इज यूएस $100 बिलियन. जब हम बात करते हैं कि 2022 के अंदर उसने कितना अमाउंट इन्वेस्ट किया है, इट इज $6.7 बिलियन आउट ऑफ यूएस $100 billion for the climate mitigation and adaptation. So guys, that is the right answer. Absolutely right. Jagan, Priyanka, Sumit, everybody of you have given me the right answer. So guys, now let's move on to the next important reports. So guys, we all know that we have really covered all the very important reports and indices. Now this is a time that we must cover the economy trends. We all know that this is a very important topic which is being asked in the exam. So we must know the trends of economy, that what exactly are the global GDP growth rates and what are the latest global GDP growth rate that you are really required to remember. So guys, as we were covering the World Bank report, so let's first discuss the report which is launched by the World Bank. The name of that report is Global Economic Prospect Report. Okay, so Global Economic Prospect Report is a report which was being launched. So guys, what exactly is the global growth rate for year 2023? As per the report, it was 2.1%. For year 2024, it was 2.4%. For year 2025, it was 3%. When I talk about India, as per the Global Economic Prospect Report, India's growth rate is forecasted for 2023-2024 at 6.3%. Then for 2024-2025, it is being forecasted at 6.4%. Guys, let me tell you that all these kind of figures are very, very important to be covered from the exam point of view, because question can be asked on any one of them. So guys, as we have just covered this particular report, now let us discuss another very important report which was being launched recently. That is a long winding road global economic outlook. And guys, this particular outlook has been launched by the organization which is OECD. Okay, we all know that in RBI Grade B officer exam 2021 exam, mains exam mein OECD global economic outlook ke upar there were 4 questions were being asked. So now let's discuss for the 2023-2024 year and the 2024-2025. ओके, जब हम बात करते हैं इन 2 ईयर्स की, तो जब हम बात करते हैं ग्लोबल जीडीपी ग्रोथ रेट, इट इज बेसिकली 6.7% and 2.9% for 2024-2025. When I talk about India, guys, India की जब हम बात करते हैं, this particular global growth forecast is 6% for this year and 7% for the next year. I hope that this is clear to all of you guys. Apart from that, guys, there is another important report which is being launched by the International Monetary Fund, and the name of that report is World Economic Outlook. So guys, जब हम बात करते हैं World Economic Outlook की, we will discuss it across 3 financial years, 2022, 2023 and 2024. And let me tell you that it is very, very easy for you to remember all these particular details. Okay, so when I talk about the global growth rate for 2022, it is going to be 3.4%. For 2023, it is going to be 2.8%. For 2024, it is going to be 3%. When I talk about India's GDP growth rate, it is going to be 6.8% for 2022, 5.9% for 2023 and 6.3% for 2024. Now guys, we are just talking about the World Economic Outlook, but sometimes the regional economic outlooks are also being launched, and let me tell you that it is IMF only which has launched the regional economic outlook. And it is very, very easy for you to remember that as per the regional economic outlook, what is India's GDP growth rate? Just remember these 2 numbers. For 2023, India's GDP growth rate is 5.9%. For 2024, India's GDP growth rate is 6.3%. And guys, this is what the right answer is. So guys, now let's move on to the question and let's see that what exactly we are having for all of you in the question. And please quickly tell me the right answers in the chat box. So first of all, go through these particular 2 paragraphs and quickly go through the paragraphs and tell me the right answer. So guys, here the global growth rate has slowed sharply and the risk of financial stress in emerging market and developing economies is intensifying and elevated global interest rates, according to the report Global Economic Prospects Report, which was issued on 6 June 2023. Global growth is projected to decelerate from 3.1% to dash in 2023. Other than China, growth is set to slow to 2.9% this year from 4.1% last year. So guys, quickly go through these statements, and now this is the time for all of you to tell me the right answer. So guys, quickly tell me the very first question. So the question is the Global Economic Prospect Report. It is being launched by which one of the following organization? So quickly tell me what is the right answer. So guys, we are talking about the Global Economic Prospects Report. So quickly tell me what is the name of that organization which releases this report. So here the right answer is World Bank. As I told you, we are covering the reports which are related to the World Bank. So World Bank is the right answer. Okay, so now let's move on to the next question. So here, which of the following values will correctly replace y in the above paragraph? So y को कौन replace करेगा? Here is the y. Okay, so global growth is projected to decelerate from 3.1% in 2022 to dash in 2023. So what is the right answer here? So here the right answer to the question is option A, that is 2.1%. Okay, so that is the right answer to this particular question. Absolutely right, Sumit and Priyanka, you have given me the right answer. Let's move on to the third question, guys. Third question is, what is India's growth projection for period 2023-2024? So guys, I have already told you the India's growth projection for 2023-2024. So quickly tell me that what is exactly the India's growth projection for period 2023-2024? What it is? It is 6.3%. That is option B. 6.3% is the right answer. So here guys, you can see here that global growth projections, we have already covered this particular part. When I talk about India specific growth projections, it is 6.3% and 6.4% for these financial years, that is 2023-24 and 2024-2025. So guys, I hope that this is clear to all of you. Now let's move on to the next important outlook, that is World Economic Outlook. So guys, once again we are covering these all the economy trend reports together so that you guys can really bifurcate between them, because in the exam you will find out all such kind of options very confusing, that what exactly is the name of the organization which releases this report. ओके सो दैट्स वाई आपको ये रिपोर्ट काफी अच्छे से पढ़नी है और साथ ही साथ आपको पता होना चाहिए कि कौन सी रिपोर्ट किस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने रिलीज की है. सो हियर गाइस द क्वेश्चन इज व्हाट इज द प्रोजेक्टेड ग्लोबल ग्रोथ रेट फॉर 2023. व्हाट इज द राइट आंसर टू दिस क्वेश्चन? So here it is 2.8% is the right answer. Absolutely right. It is 2.8%. The right answer to this question. For the 2024, it is going to be 3%. Okay, let's move on to the next question. So as per the IMF, what is projected India's growth rate for the year 2023? So guys, India ki growth rate for the year 2023, what exactly it is? As per the World Economic Outlook, which is being launched by the International Monetary Fund, तो इंडिया की ग्रोथ रेट फॉर 2023 is 5.9%. Okay, absolutely right, Snehal. It is 5.9%. I can see all the people are giving me the right answer. 5.9% is the right answer. When I talk about the 2024, it is going to be 6.3%. Okay, absolutely right. So guys, here is another very important क्वेश्चन फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू, एंड आई बिलीव कि ऐसे ही क्वेश्चंस आपको एग्जाम के अंदर देखने को मिलते हैं. अगर आपने लास्ट ईयर के पीवाईक्यूज देखे हैं तो ऐसे ही क्वेश्चंस हमें देखने को मिलते हैं. एंड हियर इज अनदर फ्रेश क्वेश्चन फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू. रिसेंटली an organization which is headquartered in France, it has launched the Global Economic Outlook June 2023. As per the report, global GDP growth in 2023 is projected to be dash, which is the lowest annual rate since the global financial crisis. See guys, a very important point. It is the lowest one since the global financial crisis. The second paragraph says that the global economy is showing signs of improvement, but the upturn remains weak amid significant downside risks. So guys, here this is the paragraph, and I think it is the right time for us to move to the questions. So very first question, quickly tell me that what is the name of that organization which correctly replaces X. So guys, let me tell you that this is the kind of question which was being asked in the 2021 phase 2 exam. So इस क्वेश्चन का क्या आंसर है? वो कौन सी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है जो कि फ्रांस के अंदर हेडक्वार्टर्ड है? See guys, काफी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस को आप डायरेक्टली ही एलिमिनेट कर सकते हो. एंड व्हाट इज द राइट आंसर? द राइट आंसर हियर इज OECD. OECD is the right answer to this question. OECD is the organization which has launched this particular report. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. So according to the above mentioned report, India's GDP growth has been forecasted at what % for fiscal year 2023-24? तो इंडिया की GDP growth कितनी है for year 2023-2024? It is going to be 6%. Okay, so we have already covered this point as well. It is going to be 6%. So guys, another question on the same, and here the question is you have to replace y with the correct value. So what exactly will come here in place of y? It says that global GDP growth in 2023 is projected to be dash, which is the lowest annual rate since the global financial crisis. So guys, what will be the right answer here? क्या है इस क्वेश्चन का सही आंसर? जीडीपी ग्रोथ रेट ग्लोबली क्या होगी? इट विल बी 2.7%. ओके, सो ऑप्शन ई 2.7% इज द राइट आंसर. सो हियर गाइस यू कैन सी ग्लोबल ग्रोथ रेट फॉर 2023-24 इट इज गोइंग टू बी 2.7%. अगर हम बात करते हैं हेडलाइन इन्फ्लेशन की, इट इज गोइंग टू बी 6.6% एंड 7% फॉर 2024-25. ओके, जब हम बात करते हैं इंडिया की तो इंडिया के अंदर ग्रोथ रेट कितनी इन्होंने फोरकास्ट की है 2023-24 के लिए 6% एंड 2024-25 के लिए इट इज गोइंग टू बी 7% एंड दैट इज एब्सोल्युटली द राइट आंसर टू दिस क्वेश्चन. Let's move on to the next question, guys. So, World Economic Situation and Prospects 2023 report. Now, the question for all of you is here that you have to tell me that what exactly is the right answer to this particular question. So, guys, quickly tell me what is the right answer. What is the projected global growth rate for year 2023? So guys, we are talking about the report that is World Economic Situation and Prospects report, and this report is being launched by, ये report कौन release करता है? I will be discussing that. First of all, tell me what is the right answer to this question. World Economic Situation Prospects report, it is being launched by it is basically forecasted 1.9%. Okay, so इसको launch कौन करता है? It is being launched by United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs along with the UNCTAD along with the regional commissions. Okay, so all these together releases the report that is World Economic Situation and Prospect report. Okay, so guys, जब हम बात करते हैं इस report की, it basically gives us the forecast for 2022, 2023 and 2024. जब हम बात करते हैं global growth rate की, it is going to be 3% for 2022, 1.9% for 2023 and 2.5% for 2024. जब हम बात करते हैं इंडिया की, it is going to be 6.4% in 2022, 5.8% in 2023, 6.7% in 2024. Guys, एक और काफी इंपॉर्टेंट डेटा है जो ये रिपोर्ट देती है, that is related to the unemployment rate in India. It says that it was at a 4-year low, that is 6.4% in 2022. Okay, so that unemployment rate is going to be 6.4% in 2022. I will be telling you in the upcoming part of the session that why this data is really very important. Okay, so guys, here you can see all these particular data which we have already discussed here. Now let's move on to the next question. So what is projected India's growth rate for year 2023? तो इंडिया की projected growth rate क्या है 2023 के लिए? What is the right answer here? So guys, let me tell you that all these reports are really very important for all of you because all of them are being released by the major international organizations, and we see such kind of questions which are being asked in the exam from these reports and indices. So what is the right answer? It is option D, that is 5.8%. Absolutely right. So here Priyanka, Sumit, Nitin, everybody is giving me the right answer. So here this is the right answer, guys. As I told you, unemployment rate of 2022 is 6.4%, which was at a 4-year low. Let me tell you guys, there was a data which was being launched by the Periodic Labor Force Survey for January to March, and in that particular data it stated that India's unemployment rate is 6.8%. Okay, so these are the two different data. PLFS के according देखेंगे तो it is 6.8%. As per this report which is launched by UNDESA, UNCTAD and the regional commissions, this is going to be 6.4%. Let us move on to the next question, guys. One more paragraph for all of you here. Quickly go through it and tell me what is the right answer. So guys, it states this year 17th edition of Dash benchmarks the gender parity across 146 countries. तो सबसे पहली स्टेटमेंट से ही हम पता लगा सकते हैं कि आखिर वो किस चीज की तरफ इशारा कर रहा है, कौन सी रिपोर्ट की तरफ it is indicating us. Okay, further examining a subset of 102 countries, it has been included in every edition of the index since 2006, provides a large constant sample for time series analysis. The Dash measures scores on a scale of 0 to 100, and scores can be interpreted as a distance covered towards the parity. So guys, what is the name of that report which we are talking about? That is a report launched by the World Economic Forum, and the name of the report is Global Gender Gap Report. Okay, so as per the report, what was India's rank out of 146 countries? I want all of you to answer me in the comment section. So guys, जल्दी जल्दी बताइए comment section के अंदर क्या है इस question का सही answer. We are talking about the report which is being launched by the World Economic Forum. What is it? What is India's rank? India's rank is 127. Absolutely right. So earlier अगर हम बात करते हैं इंडिया की रैंक, पिछले एडिशन में इंडिया की रैंक थी 135, इस साल इंडिया की रैंक है 127. जब हम बात करते हैं जेंडर गैप की, तो इंडिया ने क्लोज किया है 64.3% ऑफ द जेंडर गैप. जब हम बात करते हैं जेंडर पैरिटी एट बर्थ, इट वाज 92.7% इन इंडिया. Moving on to the next question, guys, you have to tell me the name of the country which is the most gender equal country in the world. सबसे ज्यादा gender equal country across the world कौन सी country है? I told you that it is the highest performer with the score of 91.2. What is the right answer? So the right answer to this particular question here is Iceland. Absolutely right. Iceland is the right answer. Okay. So Iceland is the right answer. It is followed by Norway on second position and Finland on the third position. Guys, let me tell you a very, very important point here, that there is no country in the world which has achieved the gender parity. किसी country ने इसको achieve नहीं किया है. और हमने जो phase 1 का एग्जाम देखा वहां पर they are also asking about top 3 and also asking about top 5. तो यहाँ पर top 3 आपको याद रखना जरूरी है. टॉप पर है आइलैंड, followed by Norway and Finland on the second and third position. So next question, guys. Next question is basically on the dimensions, which is not one of the key dimension used by the World Economic Forum to evaluate the gender parity across nations. So guys, आपको मुझे बताना है वो आखिर कौन सा डायमेंशन है जिसको यूज नहीं किया जाता by the World Economic Forum. ऑप्शंस हैं आपके सामने: इकोनॉमिक पार्टिसिपेशन एंड अपॉर्चुनिटी, एजुकेशनल अटेनमेंट, सोशल जस्टिस एंड इक्वालिटी, हेल्थ एंड सर्वाइवल एंड द पॉलिटिकल एम्पावरमेंट. So what is the name of that? The name of that particular डायमेंशन इज सोशल जस्टिस एंड इक्वालिटी. ओके, तो आप यहाँ पर देख सकते हो कौन कौन सी डायमेंशंस हैं. 4 डायमेंशंस हैं: इकोनॉमिक पार्टिसिपेशन एंड अपॉर्चुनिटी, एजुकेशनल अटेनमेंट, हेल्थ एंड सर्वाइवल एंड पॉलिटिकल एम्पावरमेंट. तो ये 4 डायमेंशंस है, आपको याद रखना होगा एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से, क्योंकि फेज 1 के अंदर हमने देखा था इट हैज आस्क्ड अ क्वेश्चन ऑन द पैरामीटर्स एज वेल. लाइक वी ऑल नो NIRF रैंकिंग्स के ऊपर पैरामीटर्स पूछे गए थे एग्जाम के अंदर. ठीक है जी, बढ़ते हैं अपने अगले रिपोर्ट की तरफ. अगली रिपोर्ट है फ्यूचर ऑफ जॉब रिपोर्ट 2023 एंड यू हैव टू टेल मी हाउ मेनी परसेंटेज ऑफ जॉब्स आर एक्सपेक्टेड टू चेंज इन द नेक्स्ट 5 years. सो आने वाले 5 years के अंदर जो परसेंटेज चेंज आने वाला है जॉब्स के अंदर, व्हाट इट विल बी. व्हाट इज द राइट आंसर गाइस? इट इज बेसिकली 23% इज द राइट आंसर. ओके, और जब हम बात करते हैं इंडिया की, इंडिया के अंदर ये कितना चेंज आने वाला है? दैट इज बेसिकली 22%. सो इंडिया के अंदर होगा 22%, वर्ल्ड के अंदर है 23%. तो याद रखिएगा 22 है इंडिया के अंदर, 23 है वर्ल्ड के अंदर. जब हम बात करते हैं कि इस रिपोर्ट को लॉन्च कौन करता है, सो गाइस दिस रिपोर्ट हैज बीन रिलीज्ड बाय वर्ल्ड इकोनॉमिक फोरम. Okay, so we have discussed all the important points here. We have already discussed these 2 points. So let's focus on the next question. So अगला question आप सभी के सामने, the question is on the global risk report. So guys, quickly tell me which of the following is the top risk which is faced globally in the next 10 years. अगर हम बात करते हैं अगले आने वाले डेकेड की, तो उसके अंदर ग्लोबल रिस्क रिपोर्ट के अकॉर्डिंग को कौन सा रिस्क है जो कि सबसे बड़ा रिस्क है दैट द वर्ल्ड विल बी फेसिंग. So guys, let me tell you that today in this session I will be covering the reports which are basically from the timeline of December to July 2023. ठीक है, तो सारी के सारे इंपॉर्टेंट रिपोर्ट्स को हम कवर करने वाले हैं आज के सेशन के अंदर. सो व्हाट इज द राइट आंसर टू दिस क्वेश्चन? इट इज फेलियर टू मिटिगेट क्लाइमेट चेंज. अब जल्दी से देख लेते हैं क्या है वो टॉप रिस्क. जब हम बात करते हैं शॉर्ट टर्म के लिए तो वो कौन कौन से रिस्क है? इट इज topped by cost of living crisis. But when I talk about the long term, that is in the next decade, what is that risk? It is failure to mitigate climate change, followed by failure of climate change adaptation, then natural disaster and extreme weather events, and the biodiversity loss and ecosystem collapse. So these are the different risks which will be faced by the world. अगर हम बात करते हैं इंडिया की, तो इंडिया कौन कौन से रिस्क को फेस करने वाला है? इट इंक्लूड्स cost of living crisis, geopolitical contest for resources, natural disasters and extreme weather events, and the digital inequality. So these are the right answers to these particular questions. Okay, बढ़ते हैं अपने अगले क्वेश्चन की तरफ guys. The question is on the World Social Report 2023, leaving no one behind in an aging world. So आपके सामने क्वेश्चन है एक रिपोर्ट फ्रॉम द जनवरी 2023. क्वेश्चन है वर्ल्ड सोशल रिपोर्ट के ऊपर. आपको बताना है कि वो कौन सी स्टेटमेंट है जो कि इनकरेक्ट है एज पर दिस रिपोर्ट. सबसे पहली स्टेटमेंट, इट सेज इट हैज बीन पब्लिश्ड बाय यूनाइटेड नेशंस डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ इकोनॉमिक एंड सोशल अफेयर्स. सेकंड स्टेटमेंट सेज द एल्डरली पॉपुलेशन विल रीच 2.6 बिलियन इन 2050, अकाउंटिंग फॉर मोर देन 26% of the global population. Statement 3 says number of persons aged 65 years or older worldwide, they are expected to double over the next 3 decades. Option 4 says people are living longer due to improvements in health and medical therapies. So guys, quickly go through the statement. Tell me what is the right answer. I can see most people are opting the option number 2. So guys, let me tell you that यहाँ पर आपको जो value याद रखनी है ना, that is 16. ठीक है? Why exactly? Because when I talk about the elderly population, it will be the 16% of the total global population in 2050. And when I talk about the number, then the number will be 1.6 billion. And that is why the statement 2 is incorrect. And the right answer here is 1.6 billion and the 16% of the global population, and that is what the right answer is. बढ़ते हैं अपने अगले क्वेश्चन की तरफ. The question is on the progress on household drinking water sanitation and hygiene 2000 to 2022. Special focus on the gender report. So guys, quickly go through the options and tell me the name of the organization which has recently released the report, that is progress on household drinking water sanitation and hygiene. So guys, please tell me what is the right answer. The organization which releases this report is United Nations Children's Fund, that is UNICEF, which launches this particular report, which is on the progress on household drinking water sanitation and hygiene 2002-2022. So guys, अगर हम बात करते हैं इस report की, there are 1.8 billion people who are living in the households and they are not having the water supplies on their premises. Women and girls aged 15 and older, they are primarily responsible for water collection in 7 out of 10 such households. और guys, एक और जब हम बात करते हैं तो there are 1.4 million lives are lost each year due to inadequate water sanitation and hygiene. And guys, these are the very important things that you are really required to remember from the exam point of view. बढ़ते हैं अपने अगले क्वेश्चन की तरफ. तो as per the report, the household access to the safely managed drinking water increased from 69% to dash. आखिर वो कितना increase हुआ है 69% से? Let me tell you guys that this value is also very important because this can also be asked in the exam. That is 69%. 69% से वो बढ़कर कितना हुआ है? It has reached the value of 73%, and that is the right answer. So this question, I believe that this is very much clear to all of you. Guys, very important point from this particular session is that you have to analyze that what exactly your preparation levels are. और अगर आपने इन reports को नहीं cover किया है, so do not worry because आज के session के अंदर हम इन सभी reports को detail के अंदर discuss कर रहे हैं. ठीक है? So guys, जब हम बात करते हैं इस report को release किसने किया था, it was being released together by UNICEF and the World Health Organization. जब हमने बात की drinking water की, safely managed drinking water, it increased from 69% to 73%. When I talk about the sanitation facilities, it increased from 49 to 57%. When I talk about the basic hygiene services, it increased from 67 to 75%. And these are the right answer to this question. Absolutely right. All the people have given me the right answer. Well done guys. अब बढ़ते हैं अपने अगले question की तरफ. And the next question is on the burden of disease attributable to unsafe drinking water, sanitation and hygiene. You have to tell me the organization which releases this report. We have already covered this particular part guys. It is WHO which releases this particular report. Okay. So World Health Organization इसको release करती है. इस report की अगर हम माने तो basically 771 million people lack access to the safe water and 1.7 billion people don't have a toilet. A very important finding from this particular report. These numbers are very important and on which the question can be asked in the exam. Okay, बढ़ते हैं हम अपने अगले question की तरफ. So guys, as per the report, death among the children under the age of 5 in 2019 due to the unsafe drinking water, sanitation and hygiene was dash. So guys, quickly tell me that what exactly is that value which will correctly fill this particular blank to answer the question correctly. So guys, what is the right answer here? We are talking about the unsafe drinking water, sanitation and hygiene. ये जो wash नाम की फैसिलिटी है, इसकी कमी की वजह से कितने चिल्ड्रन अंडर द एज ऑफ 5 they have lost their deaths, they have lost their lives. What is the right answer guys? It is 3,95,000 people. When I talk about in India, this particular number is 1,16,782 people. सो गाइस, मेल फीमेल और टोटल आपको इतना याद रखने की जरूरत नहीं है. टोटल वैल्यू आप याद कर लीजिए और अंडर 5 आप याद कर लीजिए. ठीक है. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट गाइस, 2,73,000 डेथ्स, दे आर बेसिकली रिस्पॉन्सिबल. What is responsible for these deaths? It is diarrhea. Then 1,12,000 deaths are basically caused by acute respiratory infections. So these are the important things that you should remember from the exam point of view. बढ़ते हैं अपने अगले क्वेश्चन की तरफ. So global oral health status report. You have to tell me what percentage of people in the Western Pacific region suffer from the oral diseases. This report is being launched by the WHO. So guys, what is that percentage of people in the Western Pacific region which suffer from the oral diseases? This is 42%, and that means over 800 million people. Okay, this includes over 800 million people who are suffering from this particular part. So option B is the right answer, that is 42%. I can see all the people have given me the right answer. You can see here 800 million people or 42% of the people in the Western Pacific region. और guys ये जो Western Pacific region है ना, this is having the world's highest burden of the tooth loss among the WHO's 6 regions. And another important point that we have to remember, apart from that guys, oral disease in the region surged by nearly 30% over the past 30 years, from an estimated 629 million cases to 800 million cases in 2019, and that is the part that we are covering from this particular report. बढ़ते हैं अपने अगले क्वेश्चन की तरफ. The report here which is being talked is Born Too Soon, Decade of Action on the Preterm Birth Report. So guys, a lot many times we have covered this report, and you have to tell me what is the global number of babies born preterm in the year 2020. What is that number of babies born preterm in year 2020? What is the number? The number here is 13.4 million. So guys, 13.4 million is the right answer. And guys, once again, quickly tell me that what exactly these preterm birth signifies. Can you tell me what exactly this preterm birth signifies? Preterm birth किस चीज को signify करता है? So one number that you have to remember which is related to the concept of preterm birth, that is 37. Okay, absolutely, these are those premature babies who have basically born alive before 37 weeks of pregnancy. Okay, absolutely guys, this is the right answer. I am really glad to see that all of you have really covered these reports very well. So guys, जब हम बात करते हैं कि लास्ट डेकेड के अंदर कितने ऐसे बच्चे जो हैं जो born हुए हैं, which are the preterm birth babies, these are 152 million. Now a very important question for all of you guys. We basically cover under this report two important things, that is the preterm birth number and preterm birth rate. Can you tell me that in which category India is on the top, and on which category Bangladesh is on the top? So guys, let me tell you that under this particular part there is one category under which Bangladesh is on the top and under one in which India is on the top. Okay, so guys, अब हम बढ़ते हैं अपने अगले क्वेश्चन की तरफ. So when I talk about these born too soon decade of action on the preterm birth report, you have to tell me इसमें से वो कौन सा C है which is not one of the C which has been included as a threat for the most vulnerable women and babies. So guys, what is the right answer here? What is that 4C which is not included under the 4Cs which increases the threats? It is carelessness. So what are those 4Cs which are responsible? These include conflict, climate change, COVID-19 pandemic and cost of living crisis. So guys, these are the right answers. Option C is the right answer to this particular question. Okay, जब हम बात करते हैं कि वो कौन सी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है जो इस रिपोर्ट को रिलीज करती है, it includes WHO, UNICEF and the PMNCH. Okay, so these are the three organizations which releases this particular report. बढ़ते हैं अपने अगले रिपोर्ट की तरफ. So here you have to tell me the preterm birth numbers in India in the year 2020. So guys, what exactly was the estimated preterm birth numbers in India in year 2020? What it was? It was 30.16 lakh. Okay, 30.16 lakh is the right answer, option C. So I can see here Darshana, Sumit, Nitin, everybody has given me the right answer. Well done guys, that really shows that your preparation is in the right direction of the exam and you guys are really going to rock in the exam as well. बढ़ते हैं अपने अगले क्वेश्चन की तरफ guys. Which one of the following countries does not find mention in the top 5 list for the preterm birth rate? वो कौन सी कंट्री है जो कि top 5 लिस्ट में नहीं है in the preterm birth rate? What is the name of that country? India, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Bangladesh and South Africa. What is the right answer? It is Afghanistan which is not there in the top 5 list. So guys, जब हम बात करते हैं इसकी preterm birth rate की, it is Bangladesh which is on the top. I told you that in the preterm birth rate, it was Bangladesh which was on the top. Preterm birth number, it was India which was on the top. I hope this is clear to all of you. So guys, जब हम बात करते हैं preterm birth, it signifies babies born alive before 37 weeks of the pregnancy. जब हम बात करते हैं preterm birth rate की, it was 9.8% in 2010 and it increased to 9.9% in 2020. Absolutely right guys, this is the right part. बढ़ते हैं अपने अगले क्वेश्चन की तरफ. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज ऑन द जॉइंट चाइल्ड malnutrition estimates of 2023. So once again a very important report which gives us the data regarding the three very important indicators, that is stunting rate, overweight rate and the wasting. So guys, as per the report you have to tell me that what is exactly which of the following data has been mentioned correctly. वो कौन सा डेटा है जिसको करेक्टली मेंशन किया गया है. First statement says the global stunting rate was 5.6% in 2022. Global overweight rate was 22.3% in 2022. Global wasting was 5.8% in 2022. And in India, stunting rate declined from 41.6% to 31.7% in 2022. So what is the right answer? It is option D, which has been mentioned correctly here. So what is the incorrect part here in the very first three statements? So here guys you can see that when I talk about the global stunting rate, it was 22.3% in 2022. Global overweight rate was 5.6%. Global wasting rate was 6.8% in 2022. Okay, so this is the right part. These are the correct values which were being mentioned incorrectly in the question. So as you can see here, it is been mentioned 5.6% and 22.3%. Basically, we can reverse these particular values and this will make the statement correct. Okay, I hope this is clear to all of you guys. Absolutely right. बढ़ते हैं अपने अगले क्वेश्चन की तरफ. So what was the wasting rate in India? I told you that this report provides us the three important indicators. We have covered the global indicators, but what about India? India's numbers are also very important because these kind of numbers can be very easily used in your descriptive questions as well. So guys, descriptive questions के लिए भी आप इसको इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं. अब मुझे जल्दी से बताइए कि what is the wasting rate in India? हमने ग्लोबल लेवल का पढ़ा है, इंडिया का भी सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. व्हाट इज द वेस्टिंग रेट इन इंडिया? So wasting rate in India is 18.7%. Okay, the other rate we have already covered in the previous question. So here you can see the stunting rate in India was 31.7%, overweight rate was 2.8% and wasting rate was 18.7%. Okay, so guys, these are the values that you should remember from the exam point of view for both global as well as Indian case, because any value can be used in the descriptive writing as well. Okay, descriptive answers में भी आप इनको include कर सकते हैं from the exam point of view. So I am really glad to see that all the people have given me the right answer. अब बढ़ते हैं अपने अगले क्वेश्चन की तरफ. अगला क्वेश्चन है infertility prevalence estimates के ऊपर. So guys, once again a report has been mentioned and you have to tell me the what is the approximate fraction of people who have experienced infertility at some point in their lives at the global level. So what exactly that particular fraction is, at which the fraction of people who have experienced infertility, जिन्होंने बेसिकली इसको एक्सपीरियंस किया है एटलीस्ट वंस इन देयर लाइफ टाइम, व्हाट इट इज 1 in 6 people. Okay, every 1 in 6 people have basically got it. And Nitin, Rakshit, Sumit, everybody has given me the right answer. अब बढ़ते हैं आप अपने अगले क्वेश्चन की तरफ. So what is the estimated lifetime prevalence of infertility at the global level? So guys, what is the right answer? The estimated lifetime prevalence of infertility at the global level, it was 17.5%. Okay, so let me tell you guys, these facts and figures, heavy reports are there in the reports and indices, and collectively there are a lot many facts and figures which are there, and that's what जो कि आपको आज के सेशन के अंदर देखना है कि आखिर कैसे हम उसको देख सकते हैं, हमारी क्या प्रिपरेशन चल रही है और कैसे हम अपने इन लूप होल्स को बेसिकली कवर कर सकते हैं. ओके, सो गाइस, बढ़ते हैं अपने अगले क्वेश्चन की तरफ. सो यू हैव टू टेल मी द नेम ऑफ द WHO रीजन विच इज हैविंग द हाईएस्ट लाइफ टाइम इनफर्टिलिटी प्रिवेलेंस. तो सबसे ज्यादा लाइफ टाइम इनफर्टिलिटी प्रिवेलेंस कहां पर होने वाला है? एक ऐसी लाइन पर भी क्वेश्चन आप सभी से पूछा जा सकता है एग्जाम के अंदर. सो व्हाट इज दैट? What is the name of that WHO region? It is the Western Pacific region. ठीक है जी, Western Pacific region has the highest lifetime infertility prevalence. So guys, अब बढ़ते हैं अपने अगली रिपोर्ट की तरफ, that is trends in maternal mortality report. So guys, trends in maternal mortality report, kindly quickly tell me the name of the organization which releases this report. What is the name of that organization which releases this report? So I can see here most of the people are saying it is option C. So here option D is the right answer, guys. All of the above, all of the given options are correct as per the trends in maternal mortality. That is World Health Organization, World Bank Group, United Nations Population Fund. Okay, that is the right answer. Now guys, there is a googly question for all of you. You have to tell me the name of the country which has seen the highest number of maternal deaths? Can you tell me the name of the country which has got the highest number of maternal deaths? What is the name of that country? The name of that particular country is Nigeria. And on the second position, what is the name of that country which was on the second position? It was India, which was on the second position. Absolutely right. Nigeria on the top, India on the second part. So here the question is, which of the following countries has the highest estimated number of maternal deaths? Highest number, estimated number of maternal deaths. What is the right answer? As I told you, it is option 2, that is Nigeria. And what is the name of that country which was on the second position? It was India. Okay, so India was on the second position. Moving on to the next question, guys. The next question is from the report, that is bracing for superbugs, strengthening environmental action in the One Health response to antimicrobial resistance. So यहाँ पर इस report के according आपको बताना है what is the number of direct deaths attributed to the drug resistance infection during 2019. So what is the right answer? Here you have to tell me the number of direct deaths which are attributed to drug resistance infection. So what exactly is that particular number of deaths? It is 1.27 million. Okay, 1.27 million is the right answer. So guys, let me tell you a very important point here, that in this particular session, you guys have the freedom of committing all the mistakes that you can do, but make sure that you are limiting those mistakes to this particular session only, because आई जस्ट वॉन्ट कि वो सभी मिस्टेक्स आप एग्जाम के अंदर ना करें, ठीक है. इफ यू जस्ट डू नॉट नो द आंसर, जस्ट स्टिल guess the answer and type the in the chat box, so that we can definitely see that whether you have answered it correctly or not. Okay, but when in the exam, if you have just answered the question incorrectly in this session, in the exam you will find the same question, you will definitely remember in your subconscious mind that yes, I have answered the question incorrectly in that session, but now I know what is the right answer is. Okay, so guys, I hope that this is very much clear. Absolutely, sometimes you guys will definitely stuck between the two options, and in that case you are basically required to answer that particular option जिसकी तरफ आप सबसे ज़्यादा inclined है, जिस पर आपकी सबसे ज़्यादा chances हैं कि हाँ ये option मुझे लग रहा है कि जो कि सही हो सकता है. Because guys, that is why I'm telling you that when in the exam you will see na, that there are so many reports, there are so many options, and every option will just seem to be correct. But for that, what you have to do, multiple revision is the answer. Multiple revision, and that is why we have just conducted this revision of the report session for the exam point of view. Okay, so guys, let's move on to the next question. But before that, you can see here that there were total 1.27 million direct deaths which were directly attributable to the ड्रग रेसिस्टेंस इन्फेक्शन. और जब हम बात करते हैं इस रिपोर्ट को रिलीज किसने किया है, इट हैज बीन रिलीज बाय यूनाइटेड नेशंस एनवायरनमेंट प्रोग्राम. दैट इज द राइट आंसर. बढ़ते हैं अपने अगले क्वेश्चन की तरफ. सो गाइस, दिस इज अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन एंड फ्रॉम अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रिपोर्ट. द रिपोर्ट इज स्टेट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड्स चिल्ड्रन 2023 फॉर एवरी चाइल्ड वैक्सीनेशन रिपोर्ट. एंड गाइस, here in this particular question you have to tell me the name of those 3 countries where the importance of vaccine for children was held firm and improved. Let me tell you that out of the total 55 countries which were studied under this particular report, सिर्फ ऐसी 3 ही countries थी जहां पर जो वैक्सीन हेजिटेंसी है वो कम हुई है, और वहां पर लोग जो है अपने चिल्ड्रंस की वैक्सीनेशन करा रहे हैं. In the COVID-19 time, you must have heard about the vaccine hesitancy, that people were reluctant to get vaccinated. Similarly, there is a kind of vaccine hesitancy here, but there are 3 countries where it has improved. What are the name of those 3 countries? It includes India, China and Mexico. Okay, so India, China and Mexico is the right answer. Absolutely right. Option C is the right answer. बढ़ते हैं अपने अगले क्वेश्चन की तरफ. अगला क्वेश्चन है from the report, more than a billion reasons the urgent need to build universal social protection. So guys, a very very important report, and here in this question you have to go through these statements and identify the statement which are correct as per this report. This is a report from the month of March 2023. So guys, quickly tell me, the very first statement says it is released by the International Labour Organization and the United Nations Children's Fund. Second statement says that globally only 26.4% children under 0 to 15 are shielded by the social protection. Statement 3 says 1.77 billion children aged 0 to 18 lack access to a child or family cash benefit, a fundamental pillar of a social protection system. So guys, what is the right answer to this question? What is the name? What is that particular statement? So guys, it is options E, that is all 1, 2 and 3 are correct. All these statements are correct. Now there is a question for all of you. Quickly tell me the name of that social protection scheme which was being launched in India for the children who have lost both or either one of their parents during the COVID-19 pandemic. Can you tell me the name of that particular scheme which was being launched by the Indian government? Let me give you a small hint that that particular scheme has been implemented across 31 states and UTs of India. What is the name of that scheme? That is PM Cares for Children scheme. So this is the name of the scheme. Absolutely right, Sumit. You have given me the right answer. So guys, अब बढ़ते हैं अपने अगले क्वेश्चन की तरफ. अगले क्वेश्चन आप सभी के सामने from the report that is undernourished and overlooked, a global nutrition crisis in adolescent girls and women. And guys, as per the report, you have to tell me the number of pregnant and breastfeeding adolescent girls and women who are suffering from acute malnutrition increased from 5.5 million to dash since 2020 in 12 countries. So guys, what is the right answer here? I can see here most of the people have given me the right answer to the name of the scheme which I have asked. That is PM Cares for Children. Absolutely right, Jacan, नितिन कुमार, सुमित जैन, आप सभी ने इस क्वेश्चन का सही आंसर दिया है. And when I talk about the right answer to this question, it is total 6.9 million people are there. It increased from 5.5 million to 6.9 million were suffering from acute malnutrition. Okay, so this is the right answer, guys. Next question from the same report. So here you have to tell me there were dash more food insecure women than women. There were dash more food insecure women than men as per this particular report. So what is the right answer here? Undernourished and overlooked, a global nutrition crisis, a report. Guys, quickly tell me what is the right answer. What is the number of that particular people? So here absolutely right. The right answer is option B, that is 126 million. Okay, so 126 million is the right answer. Next question guys, annual India tuberculosis report को recently launch किया गया था. आपको बताना है what is India's target to eliminate TB. India कौन से year तक TB को eliminate करना चाहता है? So by which year India is targeting to eliminate TB? Let me tell you that the world is aiming to eliminate TB by 2030. But India has basically preponed its target. India wants to achieve this target earlier before the whole world. What is the reason behind that? So here what is exactly that year? The year is 2025. Okay, so 2025 is the right answer. So guys, the question, next question, as I was asking you the reason behind that, this is the reason because India has achieved a record high notification of dash lakh TB cases. And you have to tell me that what exactly that amount is. India has achieved record high notification of dash lakh TB cases. What is that? That is 24.2 lakh. That is the right answer. 24.2 lakh is the right answer. So let's move on to the next question, guys. Next question for all of you. The question from the hunger hotspots, early warnings on acute food insecurity report. So guys, quickly tell me what is the right answer. Here you have to tell me the name of the report, the name of the organization which releases this report. What is the name of that organization? It is Food and Agriculture Organization which releases this particular report, that is hunger hotspots. And as per this report, guys, acute food insecurity is likely to deteriorate 18 hunger hotspots which comprises of 22 countries. जब हम बात करते हैं कुछ Indian neighbors की, it includes Pakistan, Afghanistan and Myanmar, who are basically living under this particular condition. Okay, a very important part, guys. Similarly, let me tell you the organizations which have released this report is FAO plus World Food Program. Okay, so that is the right answer. Now guys, apart from that, there is another organization, there is another report which is being released by FAO, that is the status of women in agri-food systems, status of women in agri-food system. And as per the report, 36% of women are working in the agri-food systems, 38% of women or of men are working in the agri-food systems in year 2019. And guys, why exactly these agri-food systems are really very important? The reason behind that is total 4 billion people across the world, they rely on these agri-food systems. That is why they are really very important. Okay, And guys, apart from that, when I talk about another important report, there is a report that is Asia Pacific Overview of Food Security and Nutrition. And once again, why I am discussing this report, because the organization which has released the report of hunger hotspot, they are included in this particular report, that is FAO and the World Food Program, and the other organizations which are a part of it is UNICEF and the WHO. Okay, so these are the organizations which together releases this particular report. Now guys, as per this report, that is Asia Pacific Overview of Food Security and Nutrition, can you tell me the number of people who are living in the severe food insecurity in 2021? Severe food insecurity in 2021, can you tell me the number of people who are living under this? So it basically 460.2 million people who are the part of it, okay, who are living under the acute food insecurity. I hope that this is clear to all of you guys. So let's move on to the next question. So the next question is from the same report that we have just discussed, that is the status of women in agri-food systems. So globally, what percentage of women are working in agri-food systems? We have just covered it. What is the right answer? That is option A, 36%. When I talk about the men, it is 38%. Okay. So guys, जब हम बात करते हैं during the COVID-19 pandemic, after the first year of COVID-19 pandemic, this report states 22% of the women lost their jobs. And when we compare this number with that of the men, then only 2% of men basically lost their jobs during the first year of pandemic. And guys, that is another very important point that you have to cover. Let's move on to the next question, guys. So the next question is another from the important finding of the report, that is, if we can close the gender gap in the farm productivity and the wage gap in the agri-food systems employment, it would increase the global GDP by how much percentage? कितना percentage increase होगा global GDP के अंदर? Can you tell me? What will be that increase in the global GDP? It will be 1% increase. It will lead to 1% increase in the global GDP if we will just close the gender gap in the farm productivity. A very, very important finding which can be asked in the exam. And once again guys, this report is really very important to be covered. अब बढ़ते हैं अपने अगली रिपोर्ट की तरफ, जिसके बारे में हमने भी जस्ट रिसेंटली डिस्कस किया था, दैट इज एशिया पैसिफिक ओवरव्यू ऑफ फूड सिक्योरिटी एंड न्यूट्रिशन. सो यहाँ पर सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन आपके सामने है कि वो कौन सी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है जो कि रिलीज करती है इस रिपोर्ट को. आपके सामने ऑप्शंस है यूनाइटेड नेशन चिल्ड्रन फंड, then World Health Organization and World Food Program, Food and Agriculture Organization. So we have already covered this particular point guys. It is the all of the above, as all these organizations are involved in launching this particular report, that is Asia Pacific Overview of Food Security and Nutrition. Next question guys, so the global prevalence of the food insecurity in 2014, it was 21%. And what exactly this prevalence will be in 2021? So 2014 के अंदर this was 21%. What will be the number in the 2021? What it will be? It will be 29%. Okay, 29% is the right answer. So here you can see that it is going to increase from 21%, it has increased to 29%. ठीक है जी. और जब हम बात करते हैं 2021 की, तो 396 million people were undernourished as per this report. और जब हम बात करते हैं prevalence of undernourishment, it has decreased from 14.3% to 9.1% in 2021. So that is the right answer for all of you. That is the right answer to this question. अब बढ़ते हैं अपने अगले important report की तरफ, that is State Food Safety Index. तो अगर स्टेट फूड सेफ्टी इंडेक्स लॉन्च किया था FSSAI ने, आपको बताना है कि वो कौन से पैरामीटर्स हैं which are not used by this particular report. So guys, State Food Safety Index, the question was being asked from this particular report in the exam. So guys, quickly tell me what are those parameters which are not used by this report. So what are those parameters? Here the parameters are human resources and institutional data, compliance, food testing infrastructure and surveillance, training and capacity building. All these four are the parameters. Which one is not the parameter? That is institutional empowerment. So this is not the parameter which is being used under this particular report. Okay, so what was the question which was being asked in the exam? Exam के अंदर question पूछा गया था कि larger states में कौन कौन सी states हैं. In the top 3 states in the large state category, वो कौन कौन सी state थी? It was Kerala, Punjab and Tamil Nadu. जब हम बात करते हैं small states, it included Goa, Manipur, Sikkim. When we talk about the union territories, it included Jammu and Kashmir, Delhi and Chandigarh. So that is the right answer to this question. These are the 5 parameters which have been used to assess the states in the state food safety index. So अगला question guys आप सभी के सामने है on the global report on internal displacement. Kindly quickly tell me the number of people who have internally displaced worldwide at the end of 2022. Let me tell you that under this particular report there were two different kind of values जो कि आपको याद रखनी चाहिए exam point of view से. So what are those values? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल जो इस क्वेश्चन के अंदर पूछी गई है द इंटरनली डिस्प्लेस्ड वर्ल्ड वाइड एट द एंड ऑफ 2022, मतलब कि 2022 के एंड तक व्हाट वाज द नंबर, इट वाज 71.1 मिलियन. जब हम बात करते हैं कि सिर्फ 2022 के अंदर व्हाट एग्जैक्टली वाज द नंबर, इन ओनली 2022 व्हाट वाज द नंबर, इट वाज 60.9 मिलियन. ठीक है, सो दैट इज द राइट आंसर ऑन द ग्लोबल रिपोर्ट ऑन इंटरनल डिस्प्लेसमेंट. And this is the right answer. This is the important thing that you should cover from the exam point of view. Okay, so guys अगला question आप सभी के सामने from the global report on food crisis. So guys you have to tell me the name of the organization which releases this report. The very first question is on the name of the organization which releases this report. The question is on the global report on food crisis. So here the options are International Food Policy Research Institute, Food and Agriculture Organization. So guys see we are talking about the food crisis. तो यहां पर हमें दो चीजों की जरूरत है. What exactly it is? We need a what exactly we need? We need a food security network, and we need a network which basically can work against the food crisis. Okay, so guys we need a global network against a food crisis and we need a food security network. So what will be the right answer? In this manner you guys can very easily remember this part. Okay, तो food security network हमें चाहिए और एक हमें network ऐसा चाहिए which can work against the food crisis. So what will be the right answer here? The right answer is option C, that is food security network. And the another organization which is involved in this is GNAFC, Global Network Against Food Crisis. Okay, so Global Network of Food Crisis and Food Security Network, and this was the 7th annual report which was being launched by these organizations. So guys अगला question आप सभी के सामने, how many people face acute food insecurity in 2022? So कितने लोग basically face कर रहे थे इसको? So here what is the right answer? It is 258 million. So 258 million is the right answer to the number of people who have faced acute food insecurity in 2022. So this is the right answer. Option A is the right answer to this question. Absolutely right guys, option A is the right answer. I can see all the people are giving me the right answers. So guys अगला question आप सभी के सामने है. The question is on the promoting millets in diets best practices across states and UTs of India. So जब हम बात करते हैं इस रिपोर्ट की, this report was being launched by नीति आयोग. नीति आयोग ने इस रिपोर्ट को लॉन्च किया था to promote the millets in diets of the people. And guys this report has been launched across 3 themes. And these 3 themes are being mentioned in this particular question. You have to identify that which of the following are the themes under the report. The very first statement says state missions and initiatives to promote millets. Statement 2 states inclusion of millets in the ICDS. Statement 3 says research and development and the use of technology for innovative practices. So guys what is the right answer? Absolutely right. Here I can see all the people are giving me the right answer. That is all of the above is the right answer. Absolutely right. Here right answer is option D, that is all A, B and C are the right answers to this particular question. So guys I hope that this is clear to all of you. So apart from that, this report also states that there are total 9 commonly known traditional millets which are being produced in India. And what exactly is the list of that? What are the name of these particular millets? These are sorghum, pearl, millet, finger millet, foxtail millet, proso millet, little millet, barnyard millet, brown top millet and the kodo millet. So all these are the kind of millets which are being commonly produced in India. So definitely Rachna, and Rachna I will just request you that for the strategy of how you can just proceed for the 2024 exam, you can just share us a mail at hello@edutap.co.in and our team will definitely get in touch with you for resolving your query. Okay, I hope this is clear. So guys, let's move on to the next important question, a very important question, which a very important report which has been released, that is performance grading index. So guys, जब हम बात करते हैं performance grading index की, it has been released by the Department of School Education and Literacy under the Ministry of Education, and as per the report you have to tell me that इसमें से वो कौन सा grade है which is the highest grade which a district can achieve. So guys, let me tell you that under the performance grading index there are total 10 grades across which the districts can be divided, can be classified. The districts can basically achieve the 10 grades, and you have to identify the name of that grade which is the highest grade a district can achieve. So what is the name of that particular grade? That is option A, that is Daksh. So here the people who are given the answer as Ati Uttam, guys, it is not the right answer. Daksh is the right answer. Okay, so Daksh is the name of that grade. So now guys, from here you can see that this report has been released by Department of School Education and Literacy. ठीक है, और ये क्या बताती है? ये रिपोर्ट बताती है स्कूल एजुकेशन सिस्टम जो इंडिया के अंदर है एट द डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल उनके क्या परफॉर्मेंसेस हैं, और इसके लिए वो टोटल 600 पॉइंट्स में टोटल वेटेज प्रोवाइड करती है और डिफरेंट 6 कैटेगरीज के अंदर उसको डिवाइड करती है. व्हाट आर दोज 6 कैटेगरीज? इट इंक्लूड्स आउटकम्स, इफेक्टिव क्लासरूम ट्रांजैक्शन, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर फैसिलिटीज एंड स्टूडेंट्स एंटाइटलमेंट्स, देन वी हैव स्कूल सेफ्टी एंड चाइल्ड प्रोटेक्शन एंड डिजिटल लर्निंग एंड द गवर्नेंस प्रोसेसेस. एंड गाइस, अब आती है सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज, दैट इज द 10 grades across which the 10 grades which can be achieved by the districts, and these are Daksh, Utkarsh, Ati Uttam, Uttam, Pracheshta 1, Pracheshta 2, Pracheshta 3, Akankshi 1, Akankshi 2 and Akankshi 3. जब हम बात करते हैं हाईएस्ट ग्रेड की दैट डिस्ट्रिक्ट कैन अचीव, इट इज बेसिकली द दक्ष विच इज हैविंग द मोर देन 90%. जब हम बात करते हैं लोएस्ट की, सो गाइस लोएस्ट के अंदर अगर हम देखें तो इट इज द लोएस्ट इज द आकांक्षी 3, दैट इज लेस देन 10% of the score. Now guys, when I talk about the key findings of this particular index, so let me tell you that there was not any single district which have achieved the value of, which have achieved the grade of Daksh as well as the Utkarsh. The districts which have got the values here are Ati Uttam has been attained by 51 districts. जब हम बात करते हैं आकांक्षी लेवल की, तो उसके अंदर भी there was not a single district who was there. That is basically a good news, but there was not anyone in the top one. That was the bad news for the India's finding. Okay, so guys, अगला एक और क्वेश्चन आप सभी के सामने है. प्लीज क्विकली गो थ्रू द क्वेश्चन, टेल मी द राइट आंसर. आपको बताना है वो कौन सी स्टेट है जिसने टॉप किया है इन द अति उत्तम कैटेगरी विद 18 districts in the 2021-2022. So my dear friends, please tell me what is the right answer to this question. Tell me the name of the country, tell me the name of the state which has topped. So guys, what is the right answer? So the right answer here is basically option D, that is Punjab. So Punjab के total 18 districts थे जो कि कैटेगरी में थे अति उत्तम कैटेगरी में. That is why Punjab was the top performing state here. Okay. So guys, अब हम बढ़ते हैं अपने अगली क्वेश्चन की तरफ. So यहाँ पर आपके सामने क्वेश्चन है, how many states have achieved the Daksh grade in the school education? So जैसा कि हमने क्वेश्चन के अंदर अभी जब हम डिस्कस कर रहे थे रिपोर्ट को, we have discussed that there is not any single district which was there in the Daksh category. So what will be the right answer? Right answer will be option A, that is none. Okay, so none of the state was there which has achieved the Daksh grade in the school education. So the right answer is option A, that is none. So guys, जब हम बात करते हैं overall, तो चंडीगढ़ and Punjab were the best performers in this particular index, having position at Pracheshta 2. जब हम बात करते हैं 6 states and UTs की which are placed at Pracheshta 3, these are Gujarat, Kerala, Delhi, Puducherry and Tamil Nadu. Guys, let me tell you that these are basically very specifically mentioned in the links, and that is why it is very important to be covered from the exam point of view. जब हम बात करते हैं bottom 3 states आकांक्षी 3 के अंदर, what were these? These are Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya and Mizoram. So these are the right answers. बढ़ते हैं हम अपने अगले important report की तरफ. अगला क्वेश्चन है गाइस आप सभी के सामने, यू हैव टू टेल मी विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज नॉट वन ऑफ द डोमेन्स ऑन विच द स्टेट्स आर असेस्ड इन द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ परफॉर्मेंस ग्रेडिंग इंडेक्स. सो गाइस, हमने इनिशियली कहा था कि टोटल 6 कैटेगरीज के अंदर उसको डिवाइड किया जाता है, एंड हियर यू हैव टू टेल मी दैट व्हाट एग्जैक्टली वो कौन सी कैटेगरी है, वो कौन सा डोमेन है जिसके अंदर इसको डिवाइड नहीं किया जा सकता. सो गाइस, वी कवर्ड दैट लर्निंग आउटकम इज देयर, विच इज एब्सोल्युटली राइट. Access is there, which is absolutely right. Then we have infrastructure and facilities, जो कि बिल्कुल सही है. Governance process and the teachers education, which is the right part. So what exactly is the incorrect part here? It states equality. So what should be the right answer here? The right answer should be here is equity. Okay, so equity should be the right answer to this particular part. Equity रिप्लेस करेगा करेक्टली इक्वालिटी को. ओके, सो दैट इज द राइट आंसर. सो आप यहां पर देख सकते हैं, जब हम बात करते हैं इस पर्टिकुलर इंडेक्स की, इट वाज फर्स्ट रिलीज्ड फॉर द ईयर 2017-18. टोटल 1000 पॉइंट्स हैं और इसको डिवाइड करता है टोटल 2 ग्रुप्स के अंदर. these are outcomes and governance management, and further these 2 groups can be further divided into 6 domains. And what are those 6 domains? These are learning outcomes, access, infrastructure and facility, equity, governance process and teachers education, and the training. So guys, this is the right answer. These are the 6 domains across which these categories can be further divided. Okay, so this is the right answer. बढ़ते हैं अपने अगले क्वेश्चन की तरफ. Next question is on the report on पंचायत डेवलपमेंट इंडेक्स. So guys, पंचायत डेवलपमेंट इंडेक्स कौन सी वो और मिनिस्ट्री है या ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है जो इस रिपोर्ट को लॉन्च करती है? अ वेरी इजी क्वेश्चन फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू. एक हलवा क्वेश्चन आप सभी के सामने है. Quickly tell me guys, what is the name of that organization which releases the report on Panchayat Development Index? What is the right answer? It is Ministry of Panchayati Raj. Ministry of Panchayati Raj, option A is the right answer, and Nitin Jakan has given me the right answer to this question. That is option A, Ministry of Panchayati Raj. Absolutely right. So जब हम बात करते हैं इस रिपोर्ट की, this report was based on the 9 themes of localization of sustainable development goals, comprising of 144 local targets, 577 local indicators, and 688 data points. So all these are the right answer guys. Let's move on to the next question. अगला question है on the State Energy Efficiency Index, and you have to tell me the organization which releases this index. See guys, let me tell you. A very important point that you have to remember from this report is State Energy Efficiency Index की जब हम बात करते हैं, there are basically 2 different dimensions. First one is the releasing body. Second one is the organization which has developed this index. जब हम बात करते हैं इसको रिलीज किसने किया है, it has been released by the Ministry of Power, New and Renewable Energy. Absolutely right. So guys, जब हम बात करते हैं इसको डेवलप किसने किया है, it has been developed by Bureau of Energy Efficiency. So I can see here FS Chauhan, Nitin Jakan, and everybody has given me the right answer. Absolutely right. It is the Bureau of Energy Efficiency which releases this, which developed this particular report. So guys, ये report basically divide करती है Indian states and UTs को across basically 4 different categories. These are front runner, achiever, contender and aspirant. तो ये ऐसी 4 आपकी कैटेगरीज हैं जिसके अंदर क्लासिफाई किया जाता है इन सभी स्टेट्स एंड यूटीज को. अगला क्वेश्चन आपके सामने सेम लाइन पर है, दैट इज यू हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई द फ्रंट रनर कैटेगरी. तो फ्रंट रनर कैटेगरी के अंदर कौन सा स्टेट है, दैट इज व्हाट यू हैव टू रिमेंबर. और उसके लिए आपको पता होना चाहिए उन सभी स्टेट्स के बारे में जो कि फ्रंट रनर कैटेगरी के अंदर है. सो गाइस, व्हाट इज द राइट आंसर? एब्सोल्युटली 5 स्टेट्स आर देयर. What is it? It is the Karnataka which is under the front runner category. तो जल्दी जल्दी हम देख लेते हैं वो 5 स्टेट जो कि फ्रंट रनर कैटेगरी के अंदर है. It includes आंध्र प्रदेश, कर्नाटका, केरला, राजस्थान and तेलंगाना. So these are the 5 states which belongs to the front runner category. अगला क्वेश्चन गाइस आप सभी के सामने from the very important report. The report here is the first census of water bodies in India. So guys, quickly go through these statements and tell me which statement is correct with regard to the first census of water bodies in India. So guys, this particular report, the first statement says it has been released by Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Second statement says that the census covers only natural water bodies. Third statement says that it has been launched under the central sponsored scheme Jal Jeevan Mission. Statement 4 says it covers all the water bodies located in rural areas only. So guys, what will be the right answer? What is the statement which is correct? So I can see here the most of the people are saying option C is the right answer. That is FS Chauhan, Khushbu, Jakin, Snail. Everybody is giving that option C is the right answer. But no, the right answer here is none of the above. So Nilesh has given me the right answer. That is none of the above, option E. So guys, let's make these statements correct and let's see what is the right answer. So guys, जब हम बात करते हैं इस particular report की, इस report को release किसने किया था? Ministry of Jal Shakti ने किया था. Okay, Ministry of Jal Shakti releases this report. Now when I talk about the census which covers the first water census of the water bodies in India, the census covers only natural water bodies. That is not at all correct, because it includes both natural and the man-made bodies, that is human-made water bodies are also being included in this particular part. जब हम बात करते हैं थर्ड स्टेटमेंट के, it says that it has been launched under the central sponsored scheme, that is Jal Jeevan Mission, but it has been launched under the irrigation census. And this is the central sponsored scheme under which it has been launched. Now the next statement is it covers only the water bodies located in rural areas only. Once again, it is not the right. All the water bodies which are in the rural areas as well as the urban areas. So guys, जब हम बात करते हैं इस particular report की, this report covers all the water bodies which are natural, man-made. It includes the water bodies which are in the rural areas, in the urban areas, which are in use, which are not in use. So all such kind of water bodies are being considered under this particular census. I hope that this is clear to all of you guys. Absolutely right. I can see all the people are giving me the right answers. So guys, here is the right answer. We have already discussed this important part. बढ़ते हैं हम अपने अगले important part की तरफ. You have to tell me that which of the following water bodies type constitute the highest percentage in terms of numbers after ponds. See guys, सबसे important चीज है, question को बड़ी ध्यान से पढ़िए क्या है question के अंदर. It is asking कि ponds के बाद सबसे highest proportion कौन सी टाइप की वाटर बॉडी का है. It is tank, reservoir, lake, check dams and others. So what will be the right answer? Right answer is option A, that is tanks. Option A, tank is the right answer. तो इस पाई चार्ट की हेल्प से आप देख सकते हैं कि pond is having the highest weightage of 59.5%. Then it is followed by tanks with the 15.7%, followed by lakes which is at 0.9%. Then guys, we are having the lakes at 0.9%. See, it is not in the chronological order, okay? But highest was of the ponds, followed by 15.7% of the tanks. जब हम बात करते हैं लेक्स की, it was having 0.9%. रिजर्वायर्स हैं आपके 12.1% पे, okay? So this is the right answer, absolutely right. बढ़ते हैं आप अपने अगले क्वेश्चन की तरफ. So here you have to tell me the percentage of water bodies which are natural. तो natural water bodies हमारी कितने percentage हैं? How many percentage of water bodies are natural in India? As per the census which is being conducted by the Ministry of Jal Shakti, what is the right answer? So guys, यहाँ पर आपको दो नंबर याद रखने चाहिए, that is 2020, that is 22 and 78. Okay? तो जब हम बात करते हैं natural water bodies कितनी हैं? These are 22%. जब हम बात करते हैं man-made water bodies, these are 78%. Okay? So I hope that this is clear to all of you. So these kind of the details you have to remember from the exam point of view, from which the questions can be asked in the exam. Now let's move on to the next important report, guys. The next important report is the annual status of education report 2022. So ASER report आप सभी के सामने है, आपके सामने क्वेश्चन है कि वो कौन सी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है जो रिलीज करती है annual status of education report 2022. A very important report which is launched by a NGO, that is Pratham Foundation. That is option 2. Pratham Foundation is the right answer, which releases the annual status of education report 2022. Absolutely right. Pratham is the right answer. Okay, so Pratham is the organization which launches this ASER report for all the age groups of 3 to 16, जिसके बारे में स्कूलिंग स्टेटस की इंफॉर्मेशन को कलेक्ट किया जाता है. जब हम बात करते हैं 5 to 16 ईयर्स की एज ग्रुप के बच्चों की, तो उनके लिए बेसिक रीडिंग और अरिथमेटिक लेवल्स को यहाँ पर कलेक्ट किया जाता है at the national, state and district levels, that is at the total of 3 levels. अगला question from the same report. The question here is the percentage of overall enrollment during the 2022. So guys, quickly tell me the percentage of overall enrollment during 2022, what exactly that particular percentage is. So guys, quickly tell me the right answer. So annual status of education report 2022, what is the percentage of overall enrollment during 2022? It was 98.4%. Okay, so guys, it was 98.4%. That is option 3 is the right answer. Earlier guys, you can see here the number was 97.2% in 2018, but now the new number is 98.4%. Absolutely right. So guys, जब हम बात करते हैं enrollment in the government institutions, it was 65.6%. It increased to 72.9% in 2022. जब हम बात करते हैं proportion of girls who have not enrolled in the 2018, they have basically halved, and that is once again a very important achievement for all the people here, for all over the country. That is, it has decreased from 4.1% to 2% in 2022. A very important finding from this particular report that you have to cover from the exam point of view. Now guys, let's move on to the next question. So what percentage of girls schools are having the usable girl toilet during the 2022? What is the percentage of schools having usable girls toilets during 2022? Come on guys, please quickly tell me the right answer. Nilesh, Shubham, Khushbu, Jakin, Rishabh, Priyanka, you guys have really answered all the questions correctly in this particular session. Now it's the time to answer this particular question as well. Quickly tell me what is the right answer. The percentage of schools have usable girls toilets during 2022, it is 68.4%. Okay, so these are the right answer. That is 68.4% is the right answer. Well done. So guys, यहाँ पर आप देख सकते हो कि कौन कौन से details हैं जो हमें cover करने की जरूरत है from here. That is the school enrollment pattern. Overall enrollment age group of 6 to 14 years is 97.2%. Earlier it increased to 98.4%. जब हम बात करते हैं गवर्नमेंट स्कूल की एज ग्रुप की 6 to 14, then it was 65.6%. It increased to 72.9%. When we talk about the proportion of girls not enrolled, it was 4.1% earlier. Now it has halved to 2%, which is a very important point and a very important achievement for the country. Let's move on to the next important finding, guys. It is the proportion of girls not enrolled for the age group of 15 to 16. It is basically, it has seen a positive trend. It was 13.5% and now it has reduced to 7.9%. Okay, so guys, these are the most important findings that you have to cover from this particular report. अब हम बढ़ते हैं अपने एक और important report की तरफ from the education part, and that is All India Secondary Higher Education Report 2021-2022. And you have to tell me the name of the ministry which releases this report. What is the name of that ministry which releases this report? Ministry of Home Affairs, External Affairs, Cooperation, Education, and none of the above. So guys, we are talking about the report which is related to the education. So it will be the responsibility of the Ministry of Education to launch this report. And absolutely right, Priyanka, Nitin, Sudha, Jakin, everybody has given me the right answer. That is option 4, Ministry of Education. Okay, so it covers all the higher educational institutions which are there in our country, in Indian territory, and imparting higher education in the country. बढ़ते हैं अब अपने अगले क्वेश्चन की तरफ. Total enrollments in the higher education, guys, quickly tell me. It has increased to nearly dash in 2020-2021 from 3.85 crore. So earlier the value was 3.85 crore. What is the new value? See, let me tell you that the new value as well as the old value, you have to remember both the values because any one of among them can be asked in the exam. So basically it has increased from 3.85 crore to 4.14 crore. That is the right answer. That is the increase here. 3.85 करोड़ से इंक्रीज होकर कितना हुआ है? 4.14 करोड़ हुआ है. ठीक है जी. अगला क्वेश्चन, परसेंटेज ऑफ फीमेल एनरोलमेंट टू टोटल एनरोलमेंट. तो पहले ये जो परसेंटेज थी इट वाज 45% इन 14-15 एंड नाउ दिस परसेंटेज हैज इंक्रीज्ड. सो बेसिकली कितना हो गई है? Let me tell you that it has basically seen an increase of 4%. Earlier it was 45%, now it has increased to 49%. Okay, absolutely right. Nilesh, Shubham, Khushbu, Kumari, all of you have given me the right answer. The right answer here is 49%. That is option 1 is the right answer. That is 49%. So guys, अब हम बढ़ते हैं अपने अगले important report की तरफ. That is Periodic Labor Force Survey Quarterly Bulletin January-March 2023. The very first question for all of you is you have to tell me the name of the organization which releases the report, which is the very first dimension of any kind of report. So what is the name of that organization which releases this report? The name of the organization which releases this report is National Sample Survey Office. So National Sample Survey Office is the organization which releases this report. And once again guys, this report gives us the data regarding the 3 very important indicators. These are working population ratio, labor force participation rate, and unemployment rate. Okay, so these are the very important things that you have to cover. Now guys, next question from the same part. You have to tell me what was the overall labor force participation rate in India. What was the overall labor force participation rate in India? Can you tell me what exactly it was? So when I talk about the overall labor force participation rate in India, it was 48.5%. Okay, it was 48.5%. So guys, आप सभी देख सकते हैं females के लिए it was 22.7%. For the males it was 73.5%. But overall it was 48.5%. Absolutely right. Next question, what is the overall unemployment rate in India? I have already told you about this question. In the earlier report, we have discussed the report which was launched by UNDESA, UNCTAD and the regional commissions. We have discussed that India's unemployment rate was 6.4%, that was at a 4-year low. And I told you that there is another important data that we will be covering as with regard to the PLFS, and that was unemployment rate was 6.8% as per the periodic labor force survey. Absolutely right, option B is the right answer. जब हम बात करते हैं फीमेल्स की, it was 9.2%, for the males it stood at 6%. Now guys, there is another important report that I want to ask to all of you, and you have to tell me first of all the name of the body which releases this report. The name of the report is Global Wage Report. Quickly tell me, the Global Wage Report is being launched by which organization? So guys, what is the right answer? See, we are talking about the wages. Wages किसको मिलती हैं? Laborers को मिलती हैं. So कौन सी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है जो ये रिपोर्ट रिलीज करेगी? दैट इज ILO, इंटरनेशनल लेबर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. एंड लेट मी टेल यू अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट गाइस, दैट दिस रिपोर्ट वाज बीइंग लॉन्च्ड इन December 2022. ठीक है, but still this report is very important. And guys, as per the report, the wages they declined in 2022, and this is the very first time since 2008 that the wages across the world have declined. Let me tell you that total 75 to 95 million people they pushed into the extreme poverty due to the कोविड 19 पैंडेमिक की वजह से इतने लोग एक्सट्रीम पॉवर्टी में पुश हुए हैं. Another very very important part guys that you have to remember from the exam point of view. Now let me ask you another important report that is being launched, and you have to tell me the name of the body which releases this report. The name of the report is Migration and Development Brief. Can you tell me the name of the organization which releases this report? I am talking about the Migration and Development Brief report. What is the name of the body which releases this report? The name of the body which releases this report is World Bank. Okay, so World Bank is the name of the body which releases this report. So Sorish, Nilesh, both of you have answered the question. So Khushbu has also answered the question correctly. Absolutely right. So guys, जब हम बात करते हैं remittances की, तो remittances की बारे में ये रिपोर्ट हमें बताती है. एंड एज पर द रिपोर्ट, व्हेन आई टॉक अबाउट द remittances, so low and middle income countries have increased, the remittances in these countries have increased by 5%. और जब हम बात करते हैं इस 5% की वैल्यू कितनी है, द वैल्यू इज $626 बिलियन. ठीक है, अब आपको मुझे बताना है एज पर द रिपोर्ट व्हाट इज द नेम ऑफ द कंट्री विच विल बी द टॉप, विच विल बी द हाईएस्ट remittances receiving country. कौन सी कंट्री है जिसको सबसे ज्यादा remittances मिलने वाले हैं एज पर द रिपोर्ट? What is the name of that country? That is India. Absolutely right, Shubham. It is India only. Absolutely right. India is the right answer. So I'm really glad to see all of you are giving me the right answers. So guys, जैसा कि हमने भी ILO की report की है, there is another report of the International Labour Organization, that is ILO Monitor on the World of Work. This report is being launched by ILO. You have to tell me that what is the projected global job gap which is going to stand in 2023. So how many people? What exactly is the right answer? Please quickly tell me in the chat box guys, what is the right answer to this question? So I'm waiting for your responses. What is the right answer to this question? The report which is being launched by the International Labour Organization, what is it? The right answer here is option C, that is 453 million. Absolutely right. All of you have given me the right answer. So guys, यहाँ पर आप देख सकते हो कि लो इनकम कंट्रीज हैं जो कि सबसे ज्यादा लार्जेस्ट गैप फेस करने वाली हैं, दैट इज 21.5%. और जब हम बात करते हैं ग्लोबल अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट की, दिस रिपोर्ट स्टेट्स दैट दिस इज गोइंग टू फॉल below pre-pandemic levels to 191 million in 2023. And that is the right answer to this particular question. Absolutely right. So we have covered all the important details. अब बढ़ते हैं अपनी अगली रिपोर्ट की तरफ. The report here is 2023 UN AIDS Global AIDS Update, the path that end AIDS. So this report is being launched by United Nations Program on HIV AIDS. और आपके सामने question है, you have to tell me the number of people on anti-retroviral treatment worldwide rose almost fourfold. And what exactly is the new number? Guys, 7.7 million से बढ़कर वो कितना हुआ है? As we have already said that it has become fourfold. So what will be the right answer? The answer is there hidden in the question itself. The right answer is 29.8 million. Absolutely right. 29.8 million is the right answer. So आप यहाँ पर देख सकते हैं 29.8 मिलियन. जब हम बात करते हैं HIV ट्रीटमेंट, so HIV treatment averted almost 21 million AIDS-related deaths between that 1996 and 2022. Another important finding from this particular report. Okay, so guys, एक और question from the same report. You have to go through this and tell me that which of the following statements are correct regarding this particular report. तो कौन सी statement यहाँ पर correct है as per this report? So quickly tell me the right answer here. The very first statement says that 9.2 million people living in HIV could not access the HIV treatment. Second statement says that new HIV infections had been cut by 90% since its peak in 1995. Third statement says that the global target of people receiving HIV treatment by 2025 is of 40 million. So guys, can you tell me what is the statement which is correct as per this part? कौन सी statement correct है यहाँ पर? Here only statement A is correct. So what is the incorrect part in the statement B and C? Can you tell me which will what thing will make this statement correct here? तो कौन सी स्टेटमेंट यहाँ पर करेक्ट है? आप देख सकते हो स्टेटमेंट ए करेक्ट है, ऑप्शन स्टेटमेंट बी और सी क्यों इनकरेक्ट है? सी, न्यू HIV infections had been cut by 90%. It states that it has been cut by 90%. But this is not the case here because it has been cut by 59% since its peak in 1995. So that is why that particular statement was incorrect. When I talk about the option C, the statement C, it says that HIV treatment का जो target है that is 40 million by 2025. But जब हम बात करते हैं इस target की, that is 35 million in 2025. So guys, let me tell you that in the exam, the examiner can just tweak these values and you will be assessed on your retention levels that whether you retain the correct values or not. Even we have just made it 40 million, it can also say 39 million, it can say 42 million. Okay, so you can see the close values as well in the exam, so that's why you have to be very careful with your preparation. बढ़ते हैं अपने अगले क्वेश्चन की तरफ. So the number of AIDS-related deaths among children are reduced by 64% in 2022. Then HIV pandemic still claimed the lives of approximately how many children in 2022? तो 2022 के अंदर भी कितने ऐसे चिल्ड्रन थे जिन्होंने HIV की वजह से अपनी लाइव्स को लूज किया है? So what is the right answer? What is the number of those children? It is 84,000. Okay, so there were 84,000 children whose lives were claimed by the HIV pandemic. Okay, so AIDS-related deaths आप देख सकते हैं among children, it was 84,000. 6,60,000 children are living with HIV. That is 43% of the 1.5 billion children. And they are not receiving the treatment in 2022. Okay, total 6,60,000 children living with HIV, they are not receiving the treatment. I hope this is clear to all of you guys. So let's move on to the next question. So here guys, you have to tell me, in the next question it states that the funding for HIV declined in 2022 from both international and domestic sources. It amounted to $20.8 billion in 2022, far short of the dash amount needed by 2025. तो आखिर कितना वो डिफरेंस है जो कि रहने वाला है उस अमाउंट पे जो कि रिक्वायर्ड था, but it has fall short. What is exactly that right answer? What is that value? That is $29.3 billion. Absolutely right. So Nilesh, Khushbu, Jakin, Shubham, Priyanka, everybody is giving me the right answer to these questions. The right answer here is $29.3 billion. So well done guys. I want the same. I expect the same from all of you. And you guys are really going to do well in the exam because the kind of preparation that you are having, that really shows that it is in the right direction. So guys, we have already covered these details. अब हम बढ़ते हैं अपनी अगली इंपॉर्टेंट रिपोर्ट की तरफ. गाइज आप सभी के सामने एक रिपोर्ट है एंड you have to just go through those particular statements and tell me what is the right answer to the question. So here you can see, according to the report X released by an organization which is headquartered in Geneva. So guys, Geneva के अंदर इस ये particular organization headquartered है. So far, much of the growth in international investment in renewable energy, which has nearly tripled since the adoption of the Paris Agreement. So guys, you can see here that a long paragraph is being given. But अगर आप इसके direct question पर जाते हैं, you can see a lot of hints are being mentioned here. The question you can see here that according to the recently in July 2023 released X report by the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. See guys, again Social Commission for Asia Pacific. And in this particular report, you have to consider the following statements and tell me the statement which is correct. So in this question, what is the question here? It is asking you the statement here, that statement A asks India has an impressive score of 93.55% in 2023. Statement B says India achieved a perfect score of 100% in 5 key indicators. Statement C says India scored 77.8% in 2023 in for the women in the trade facilitation indicator. So guys, what is the right answer? So guys, are you guys able to hear me out? क्या आप सभी मुझे सुन पा रहे हैं? I can see people are saying buffering is taking place here. Do not worry guys, there might be some technical network issue. Do not worry about it, it will definitely get resolved. Okay, so guys, let us move on to the next question. The next question is on the Global Survey on Digital and Sustainable Trade Facilitation, which has been launched by UNESCAP. So what is the right answer here? The right answer here is option B, that is both A and C. So what is the incorrect part in the statement B? See, statement B says India has achieved a perfect score of 100% in 5 key indicators, but that is not the right answer. Why so? Because India has achieved this score in टोटल ऑफ 4 की एरियाज. वो कौन से 4 की एरियाज हैं जिसमें इंडिया ने 100% स्कोर किया है? दैट इज ट्रांसपेरेंसी, formalities, institutional arrangement and cooperation, and the paperless trade. So these are the 4 key areas in which India has got the perfect score of 100%. Okay, and India is also the best performing country amongst all the countries of the South Asian region. So guys, अब हम बढ़ते हैं अपनी अगली इंपॉर्टेंट रिपोर्ट की तरफ, दैट इज the report on currency and finance. Guys, this report has been launched by the Reserve Bank of India, and that is why it is very very important to be covered from the exam point of view. ठीक है जी, तो यहाँ पर सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन आप सभी के सामने है कि वो जो रिपोर्ट है ऑन द करेंसी एंड फाइनेंस, इसको कौन सी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन रिलीज करती है? एज आई ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू, इट इज द रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया विच रिलीजेस दिस रिपोर्ट. ओके, so guys, when I talk about this report on currency and finance, which is the annual publication, this report has been launched with the theme of towards a greener, cleaner India. Okay, this is the theme of this particular report. Let me tell you guys, all these details are very very important from the exam point of view. So guys, we all know that recently a lot of climate change impacts we have seen across India. In the northern part as well, there were a lot of climate change की वजह से काफी ज्यादा floods यहाँ पर आए हैं. तो guys, जब भी ऐसा कोई climate change होता है, we all know that these are at a very unprecedented scale, and the pace of this climate change is, we all know that it is unprecedented. And जब भी ऐसा कोई climate change होता है, इसका impact क्या होता है? It basically have some macroeconomic effects. और guys, इसका impact किस पर पड़ता है? इसका impact पड़ता है हमारी financial stability के ऊपर. And guys, so for that what we exactly need? We need basically good policy options to mitigate the climate change. ठीक है? Let me tell you that all these are the 4 dimensions across which the report on currency and finance 22-2023 released by RBI is based on. Okay, so these are the 4 dimensions across which the report is based on. And guys, as per the report states that when I talk about the total expenditure for the adaptation towards the climate change that we need, what is exactly that amount? That particular amount is basically 85.6 lakh crore by 2030. Okay, that is the right part. So guys, now let's discuss some other details as well. You can see here that it is an annual publication by the Reserve Bank of India. It is present year theme is towards a greener and the cleaner India. That is the right part. अगला question है guys आप सभी के सामने, what is the total expenditure on the printing banknotes in year 2021-2022? So guys, we all know that printing banknotes was not a sustainable issue. So that is why Reserve Bank of India has come up with a very very important initiative, that is e-rupee, that is CBDC. So guys, जब हम बात करते हैं वो total expenditure RBI का क्या है on printing banknotes, what is it? It is 4985 crores is the right answer. Absolutely right, it is the 4985 crores. So guys, जब हम बात करते हैं कुछ और अदर चीजों की, so guys, we all know, can you guys tell me that what exactly is the year by which India is targeting to become net zero carbon emission country? Can you tell me by which year India is targeting to become net zero carbon emission country? Absolutely right, it is 2070. And guys, to achieve this particular target, you guys might agree that yes, we need a good amount of financing for the green projects. ग्रीन प्रोजेक्ट्स के लिए हमें कुछ अच्छी तरीके की फाइनेंसिंग भी चाहिए होगी। और सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ क्या है कि हमें इस टारगेट को अचीव करने के लिए हमारा जो एनर्जी मिक्स है उसके अंदर रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी का जो प्रपोर्शन है उसको इंक्रीज करना होगा, है ना। सो सिमिलरली गाइस, दिस रिपोर्ट स्टेट्स दैट बाय 2071 we have to increase the energy mix of renewable energy by 80%। ठीक है, हमारा 80% जो शेयर होना चाहिए वो रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी का होना चाहिए इन द ओवरऑल एनर्जी मिक्स। एब्सोल्युटली राइट, आई कैन सी अंशुमन, एब्सोल्युटली ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन। तो इन चीजों पर भी हम काफी ज्यादा ध्यान दे रहे हैं। एब्सोल्युटली आई कैन सी ऑल द पीपल आर गिविंग मी द राइट आंसर। जब हम बात करते हैं इस ग्रीन फाइनेंसिंग की, तो ग्रीन फाइनेंसिंग हमें 2.5% ऑफ द टोटल जीडीपी हमें चाहिए होगी बाय ईयर 2030। और गाइस, अभी हमने बात की दैट व्हेन एवर सच काइंड ऑफ क्लाइमेट चेंज एक्टिविटीज टेक्स प्लेस, इट दे आर ऑलवेज एसोसिएटेड विद द काइंड ऑफ रिस्क। ठीक है, तो ये जो हमारा क्लाइमेट रिलेटेड फाइनेंशियल रिस्क है, कैन यू टेल मी दैट विच काइंड ऑफ इंस्टीट्यूशंस आर मोर वनरेबल? So as per the report, these are the public sector banks which are more vulnerable than the private sector banks from the climate related financial risk. Okay, absolutely right, public sector banks are there, absolutely, I can see all the people have given me the right answer. So guys, अगला question आप सभी के सामने for another important report, and here the question is on the state finances, a study of budgets 2022-2023. Once again, this is the report which is being launched by the Reserve Bank of India. That is the right answer, that is RBI is the right answer. Okay, so this report basically gives us analysis and assessment of the finance of state government. तो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट से हमारी फॉर द ईयर 2022-2023 उनका स्टेट फाइनेंस हमें प्रोवाइड करती है। जब हम बात करते हैं इस रिपोर्ट की थीम की, द थीम फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर रिपोर्ट वाज कैपिटल फॉर्मेशन इन इंडिया, द रोल ऑफ स्टेट्स। So the capital formation in India, the role of states, is the right answer to this particular report. And this is the report, this is the theme for this particular report of state finances, a study of budgets 2022-2023. बढ़ते हैं अपने अगले क्वेश्चन की तरफ। So as per the report, the state's gross fiscal deficit is budgeted to decline from 4.1% to what percent of the GDP in 2020-2021 to 2022-2023? तो वो कितना डिक्लाइन आने वाला है? What exactly that decline is? So guys, what exactly that decline is going to be? It is basically from 4.1% it will be 3.4%. okay, तो 4.1% से ये decline होगा to the 3.4%. so this is the right answer from the exam point of view, absolutely right. So this is the right answer. So now guys, we are moving towards the last part of our today's session, and this is the last paragraph question set that we are going to cover, and this is from a very special report. And guys, you guys can just read out the paragraph here. The paragraph says that it has been over 10 years since the first this report was published, and it is exactly 10 years since the United Nations General Assembly adopted the resolution 66 by 281 proclaiming dash to be observed annually as the International Day of Happiness. Okay, so guys, I really believe that you guys might have guess that what report we are talking about here is. We are talking about the International Day of Happiness. So we are talking about the World Happiness Report. Absolutely right, World Happiness Report. So guys, that was the way that I really liked that we must conclude the session on a happy note, and that is why this report has been placed at the bottom in the last of the list. So guys, let's begin the questions that we are required to cover from this report. The very first question for all of you is, you have to tell me the name of the organization which releases this report. So what is the name of that organization which releases this report? A very easy question. What is the right answer? It is the United Nations Sustainable Development Solutions Network, which is the right answer, which releases this particular report. Next question guys. So please quickly, which of the following will replace the X mentioned in the passage? Okay, so that means the country which has topped this particular list. Sorry, it is here, it is being asking basically the country which has topped the list. The X basically stands for the World Happiness Report. Okay, so guys, what is the right answer? So Anshuman, Nilesh, Khushbu, Jakin, everybody is giving me the right answer. That is option B, that is Finland is the right answer. Now guys, let's move on to the next question. So what exactly is the name of the country which was the least happy? Which was the least happy country? The least happy country was Afghanistan. Absolutely right. Now guys, let's also cover up another important question. Can you tell me on which date we celebrate the International Day of Happiness? Because let me tell you guys that this particular paragraph has been taken directly from the website of World Happiness Report, and in that particular part, in the very first line, in the very first statement, they have asked about the International Day of Happiness. So can you tell me the date on which we celebrate International Day of Happiness? Absolutely right, it is 20th of March. Now guys, let's move on to the last question of our today's session, and the most important one. You have to tell me that what is the rank of India in the World Happiness Report 2023 edition. So quickly tell me what is India's rank. इंडिया का रैंक क्या था वर्ल्ड हैप्पीनेस रिपोर्ट के अंदर? इंडियाज रैंक वाज 126. Absolutely right. I can see Nilesh, Jakan, Khushbu, Anshuman, everybody is giving me the right answer. That is option C, 126. Last year it was 136, this year it is 126. So guys, that was the all from the today's session. I believe कि आज का session आप सभी को पसंद आया होगा. You guys must have liked this session. And guys, if you are still new to our YouTube channel, kindly subscribe to it and press the bell icon to receive all the latest updates of the courses and videos offered by us. And guys, जब हम बात करते हैं आज के session की, so अगर आपको आज के session की PDF चाहिए तो you can definitely get the PDF from the Telegram channel. Telegram channel का link आपको मिल जाएगा description के अंदर. And guys, this is the right time that you should also tell me your scores out of 100 in this particular session, that what exactly your score was. So here guys, now it's the time that you should also tell me that what exactly your queries are from this particular session, so that we can get them resolved before concluding the session. So guys, please tell me your queries, and if you are watching this session, the recording of the session, you can once again ask your queries in the comment section, and you can also ask your queries by sharing the mail at hello@edutap.co.in, and you can also call us at 8146207241. So I can see that Sudha is having the query. Sir, please tell me the sources to study these. So Sudha, let me tell you that these particular, if you are the subscriber of our course, then we have covered this particular reports and indices in our रिपोर्ट्स टैब डॉक्यूमेंट. ओके, जो हमारा मंथली रिपोर्ट्स टैब का डॉक्यूमेंट है उसके अंदर हमने इन सभी रिपोर्ट्स को बहुत ही कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव मैनर में कवर किया गया है. एंड वी हैव ऑल्सो मेंशन्ड, we have also provided the different quizzes with the help of which you can definitely cover these particular reports. You can revise them, you can retain them for a longer period of time. Okay, and if you have not subscribed to our course, so let me tell you that these particular reports are also being covered in our reports tab booster, जो कि हमने phase 1 के टाइम पर लॉन्च किया था, तो आप उसको भी पढ़ सकते हैं. ठीक है, so phase 1 के टाइम पर we have also covered the reports tab booster we have launched, so you can just cover these reports from there as well if you have not subscribed to our course. So I hope that your query has been successfully addressed. So Ankit, you will be getting definitely getting the PDF of this session. ठीक है, 24 hours का time दीजिए. Definitely you will be getting the PDF of the session. Do not worry about it. Guys, let me tell you that you will get the PDF of the session within 24 hours. Okay, and we will definitely try our best ki by tomorrow noon only you will be getting the PDF. Okay, so do not worry about it. Apart from that, if you are having any other kind of queries, please feel free to ask your queries. And guys, also let me know that whether you like the session or not in the comment section. After this particular session, are you guys really feeling confident that yes, now if the questions will be asked from the reports and indices, will you guys be able to attempt the questions in the exam? So there were many questions that we have asked. In the similar manner, the questions are being asked in the exam by providing you such kind of paragraphs in the form which these kind of questions are being asked in the exam. So guys, if you are having any queries, then you can please mention the same, and otherwise we can conclude this particular session. So I can see here that there are no more queries from the students end. So guys, thank you for joining us. I believe कि आज का session आप सभी के लिए काफी useful रहा होगा. And if you have liked the session, Please give a thumbs up in the comment section as well, and you can also share this session with all other aspirants as well who are preparing for the RBI Grade B Officer Phase 2 exam. And guys, thank you for joining us. On the behalf of whole EduTap team, I would like to wish you all the best for the Phase 2 exam. We will be meeting in the next session. Till then, stay happy, stay healthy. Wish you all happy learning.